Wow. And you may have to take you a couple of coils out because I've got that cold, Charlie, and it might pull that plug right out of your... Yeah, we'll lose the... You'll just lose the camera for a second, but you can unplug it and then... Yeah.
I get a little crazy with it.
A little, huh?
Sometimes I get too crazy and I zoom too far in.
Says we got less than a minute on the HobbsAmerica.com broadcast. No. Yeah, there you go. There we go, it's back.
Green.
Hopefully they'll get the audio this time.
Yeah, we should be good because we're in horror.
Yeah, it usually works good here. Knock on some wood.
I know.
Testing.
Hey guys,
Yes.
okay, Evie's coming around in 4 minutes because she has a remote with down in KCOR.
She's got a what to do?
Remote, live
Oh,
remote?
okay. So we're not ready to start yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay, all right.
Around 3-4 minutes, okay?
3 or 4, okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you that are listening on HobbsAmerica.com by clicking on the Cardinal or on the Eunice Sports YouTube page, we realize you can hear us the way this system is set up. You can hear us when we're not live on the radio. So we typically get lots of messages from people saying, hey, we hear you. But and we understand that you do hear us. We're communicating back and forth with the station. Myself, Rosendo, and Charlie are here. We're going to get everything running just as soon as the station is ready, but we just wanted to let you guys know.
And thank you for being logged on already.
Absolutely.
I'll be fine.
You can get yourself a towel.
When I was coaching, I always carried one of these around with me, and I'd wipe my hands and
Pull it apart.
yeah, throw it around.
I loved it when he would stomp his feet. I'm
Yeah,
like, God,
stomp.
I had it hurt the next day.
And I know that we've probably got some JAL folks listening. I gotta give my boy Emmy down there, that's one of the assistant football coaches for this JAL program. Now he does the same thing. Now, I don't know. I don't know that I ever watched him coach before, but I know that it seems like he's copying me. His is just blue most of the time. So. All right. We are getting messages saying that on YouTube and on the everything sounds good. So
That's great. That's great to hear.
as soon as the radio station gives us the thumbs up, we will start our pregame broadcast.
What, do they turn the music off to open their window?
Yeah, might. For those of you listening and watching on the stream, Once we get up and running, we've had enough people that have asked us to open the window that we will likely open the window. So the view will likely be much clearer then. We just, the speakers for this radio system that are the sound system are literally right above our booth, and they hang right over our window. So when we open it, it gets extremely loud, especially when they're, when they're playing music like the pregame.
Yes, sir.
Is the station ready for us yet?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
I am. Yes, ma'am. We can hear you. We can hear you.
So how soon are y'all ready to go?
We are ready. You tell me to go, and we will start.
Okay. Can you give me about 2 minutes?
Yeah, we're going to be cutting it close, but we can do that. There's less than 14 minutes on the clock to start this game.
Okay.
And we haven't done any of our pregame stuff yet.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can move some stuff around.
Okay.
There he is. I was looking, wondering, like, where'd he go? I can't believe it's October and it's still this hot.
It's pretty warm out here.
Yes, sir. That's a big Panther, huh?
All right, playing intro now.
Okay. Intro started. For those of you listening on the stream, we will be starting here in really, really quick. So
30 seconds.
And whenever you guys are ready, we can open if need be.
10.
Okay.
Three, 2, 1, go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Eunice Cardinal Stadium and one of the most anticipated football matchups of the season. Tonight is huge. We have the Max Preps, number 1 ranked 2A football program in the state of New Mexico, facing off against the number 2 Max Preps ranked 2A football program in the state. Less than 1 point separate these two teams in the Max Preps rankings. It is very, very close right now, and they are tied at number 1 in the latest coaches poll. This is number 1 versus number 2. Community versus community. Blue versus red. The Crips versus the Bloods. Billy Hobbs versus Stephen Aldridge. Matt White versus Jordan Yetzi. Dwayne Haynes versus Brian Snyder. Tracy Davis versus Dusty Loftus. Pastor Dennis Teeters versus his counterpart in jail, Pastor Jody O'Brien. The Chiefs, Casey Arcidas versus Mauricio Valeriano. The Senators, Greg Fofo versus David Gallegos. Cal Lavelle versus Don Whitaker. Brett Parker versus Renee Cervantes. The Crawfords versus the Thompsons. The Luhans versus the Deans. Shoot, D-Bar versus Dairy Freeze. Cole's Diner versus Debbie's. Diana's versus Nana's. Dave Lynn versus Dave Fouts. This is Cardinals versus Panthers. Tonight is Eunice versus Jail. It doesn't get any better than this. My name is Jimmy Jones alongside Rosendo Caballero and Charlie Fairbrush for the No Mark Broadcast Network. Tonight's broadcast can be heard on KPZA 103.7 FM as well as streamed live at HobbsAmerica.com. Click on the Cardinal or on the Eunice Sports YouTube channel. Before we get started, I want to thank Carlos Herrera for feeding the Cardinals before tonight's game. This guy does a ton for this community, and we appreciate him. This game tonight has more hype than any I can remember in this storied Eunice-Jal rivalry. It's the most important game of both these two teams' seasons, and likely the closest these two teams have been on overall talent in nearly 20 years. The winner here will most likely move on to be the top seed in the state football playoffs, which would typically indicate a smoother road to that championship, which we're all chasing, while the loser could easily drop outside the top four. Rosendo, tonight's a big game.
That's an understatement right there. It's a very, very big game.
The historical rivalry here dates back many decades. The Hobbs News Sun provided me with some numbers. I noticed they posted some of these in the paper today. They had on file all the way back to 1953. Thanks Todd Bailey for that information. Since that time, Eunice leads the all-time series 37 wins. Jal has 31 wins. It appears that this series between Eunice and Jal is one of runs. Eunice has won the last 14 straight. Jal's last win came in 2006. Over the last 14 years, Eunice has outscored Jal 593 to 102. Eunice is averaging 42 points per game during that streak, while Jal is averaging 7 per game. Up until the last decade, Jal led this overall series. Prior to that 14-year run, Jal had won 6 in a row from 2001 to 2006. Jal dominated in those games with Eunice only averaging about 6 points per game and Jal averaging over 30. However, last year, Jal closed this gap slightly, and they look to be even better tonight. Looking back, it looks like Eunice dominated the 1950s. Jal and Eunice split the 60s and 70s. Jal had most of the wins in the 1980s, and back in the 90s it was a split again as well. Eunice has 15 state championships in their history, while Jal has 11. Eunice has 24 state championship appearances, while Jal has 20. Eunice's coach, Tom Gruber, has the most state football titles of any coach in either place.
We are so blessed to have so many great
Let me see here.
Some good football out there. Traditional football out there.
Let me look just really quickly here. I'm getting word that on our stream we might be blasting a little bit, so I'm going to try to turn that down before I continue.
Organizes all of these events for us.
On the screen?
Let's go Big Red!
All right, so I'm going to try this. We'll turn this down just a little bit, and you guys let me know if for whatever reason it sounds better or need to turn back up. I've got the radio station letting me know. Yeah, they're saying the video is loud, so we're going to lower the volume a little bit on my end here.
On the video?
Yeah, we'll try to turn it down just a hair so that we'll see. We'll see if this works. Let us know back at the station. All right, in the meantime, the Cards come into this game with a 4-2 overall record. They lost to undefeated number 1 ranked 3A Raton on opening night, and then lost last week to one of the top 10 ranked private schools in Texas, Lubbock Christian. It was a true butt kicking. Jal lost to Raton as well and has had multiple games canceled this season. The Panthers entered tonight's contest with a 5-1 record. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm getting all kinds of messages with people telling me it's staticky. We're trying to adjust, just so you know. Let's see. However, they had a game versus number 3 ranked Tularosa canceled. They also had a forfeit game versus Mescalero due to COVID protocol. Jal has not played in 2 weeks and have not practiced much during that time as well. When you look at common opponents, Jal and Eunice both hosted Raton. The scores and outcomes were almost identical. Both schools have hosted Texaco. The outcomes were very similar in those games as well. On paper, and through comparable opponents, these two teams look almost identical. The rating and max preps are very similar, and the latest coaching polls has all the coaches in the state of New Mexico voting these teams almost exact. So With that said, the similarities end right there. I'm getting word that we do sound a little better now, so we're going to try to keep on going. Once again, those similarities end right there. These two teams could not be different or could not be more different. Jow is a large, powerful power football program. They will use strength and size to run the ball right down their opponent's throat. You can bet that Jow will run the ball 90% of the time tonight. On the contrary, Eunice will look to use speed and quickness as they run that spread offense and will likely throw the ball more than they run. They are a finesse team. Another huge difference in these programs is the offensive and defensive lines. This Eunice line is small and quick. Most of the line weighs around 200 pounds, and that's likely stretching it, or after they went to the Dairy Freeze for a buffet. They are anchored by kids like 5'8", works any better on our end. All right, so some other things that we wanted to discuss tonight. Other big factors here include the offensive threats. Eunice will utilize numerous gifted receivers with guys like Micah Tippett, George Ortega, Sean Stinson, Ashton Thompson, Gio Chacon, and recently back from injury, Zeke Benton. This spread offense will put these guys in several positions to use their athleticism and speed. 15 different players on this Eunice team have either ran or caught the ball this season. They rely on speed, quickness, and agility. Jow is very, very physical. Okay, we're going to send it back to the station for 1 minute and the national anthem.
No.
Okay.
J.D. Early, a middle school teacher.
I can't hear you at all, sir.
I know, they're telling me to turn the yellow down.
Do you need Jimmy?
Can you try that again? I couldn't hear you.
How long did you need?
1 minute.
Okay. Can
you hear any better in your
Very
side?
little. I can't hear you at all, Jimmy. I don't think I'm going through there. I can hear myself.
You hear it better there now?
Yes, sir, I do.
5, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we apologize. Still having some technical difficulties on our end, and just so that everyone back home knows, I've probably got 15 messages in the last few minutes from people telling me how things sound, and I understand that the problem is we're about 2 minutes ahead of what you're hearing. So when you tell me and I adjust some things, then I don't know
That
for
small
about 2
delay,
minutes.
we can't really solve the
It
issue
takes me
there.
2 minutes, so then I'm sitting here in silence, and the radio station is hearing us good. The sound is coming through them clear. Not sure what the heck is going on this other end. We will do our best to continue to try to adjust. If any of you are hearing, some of you that have a faster internet speeds may already be back hearing us at this time. So we're going to try to get started. We skipped a whole bunch of our pregame, and I'll try to catch up as we go. So here we go. Huge game here. Eunice is going to kick off. They've got the ball placed on the left hash. They're getting ready to kick off to Jow. Jow in white, Eunice in red. The Jow bleachers are pretty full, about as full as they can be over there. The Eunice side has got a pretty good crowd, not as good as I think some of us were expecting. So here we go. Here's the kickoff.
Pooch kick.
It's a slow pooch kick, and it looks like
Oh,
Eunice is going to be real close to it. They've got it. Eunice has recovered the first pooch kick of the game.
That was a good job by the kickoff team. They're starting out with the bang, man. That's awesome.
I couldn't tell who got that, but Eunice definitely got the, they picked it up there.
I wasn't even looking. I was looking.
We're trying to get our sound and stuff going here, and so we apologize. They're saying we're a lot better, so we're going to try to keep on moving forward. With that said, Eunice is going to take over here, 1st and 10. We apologize to those of you. I'm being told the sound is coming through a little better after we made some adjustments. Eunice has it 1st and 10 after they recovered the little pooch onside kick. They're going to have the ball about the 38-yard line. Yeah, there's some confusion on the field.
That's
Looked like they were missing.
Start off the offense.
Looks like they were having
The receiver was short out there.
So here goes Eunice. They're going to send receivers out. They've got 5 receivers, 3 to the left, 2 to the right.
Oh, false start number 8.
So we had some confusion from the get-go there.
It's not
Eunice
good.
couldn't get things in line. Their offense was not ready.
It looks like last week's game, does it not, so far?
definitely didn't look good. You asked me to shoot you a picture of the board. I sent that picture. They sent it to you as well?
No, sir, they didn't.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I was just going to help you out
All
there.
right, no problem. Once again, I apologize. We've had some technical difficulties. We kind of got a late start and didn't get a chance to check our sound and stuff before, and so we're trying to get
we're
going
excited
here.
as well as fans.
Yeah. So Eunice has got the ball, 1st and 15 after the penalty. They throw it out to the right side. They've got some space out there. That pass was complete to number 10. That's Zeke Benton. Zeke Benton gets out of bounds at right around the 20. No, we'll say the 31. Looks like they're going to spot at the 32-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd down, and we'll call it about 3.
That's a good job moving that ball forward.
All right, they're telling us the volume is better, so we're going to try just to keep on going here. So here it is, 2nd and 3. We throw it out here to the side.
To George Ortega.
And he's going to be real close to that 1st down. Oh, that's a horrible spot.
Of course.
They're going to spot him back behind the 30. He was laying, it looked to me, about the 28, and they spotted him all the way back behind the 30-yard line, so that's going to make it 3rd and 1. They're going to say he only picked up about 1 right there. Ball spotted about the 30.
It's been one of them games, Coach. Turn up. So
there goes the snap.
Oh.
And he gets hit in the backfield. Jow takes him down about 4 yards deep in the backfield, so that's going to be a huge loss for the Cardinals. That was Benton that came around the end. And that's going to make it 4th down and about 4.
I always say you got to run north and south. You got to run north and south, Coach.
So the ball spotted at the 33. It's 4th, and we'll call it 4. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Pierce in the backfield. Here goes the snap. Pierce looking down the field. He's got a man open. He's got the 1st down and more. He's all the way down to the 21-yard line.
That was 5.
Ashton Thompson. So Ashton Thompson with the 1st down catch. That moves the chains, gives the Cardinals a 1st down. Ball spotted at the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 Cardinals. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They've got a full house backfield here with the quarterback in the shotgun. They're going to roll it to the right. It's a quarterback keeper. He's going around the end. He's still going. He's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So Conager Pierce with a big pickup there. We've got one Cardinal slow to get up.
Very slow. Oh, it's an ankle. 72.
72
Antonio Granados.
That's Granados, and that is not good for the Cardinals because he is the only real size we have up there on the line remaining.
Is that an official timeout? Yes, it is.
Yeah, they're going to take an official timeout for Granados, it looks like.
That was a good run on Conager. He went north and south, and he took the ball. Very impressed tonight so far on that run.
Yeah, Conager with a real good run right there. It's going to be 2nd and about 1. Ball spotted. We're going to call it about the 14. I thought they called an official timeout, but they're sending water and everything like that out there. I want to tell you guys, I apologize. They're saying our sound sounds a lot better, And so I had some good entertainment stuff here to start this thing, and we didn't get to say most of it. So they're blowing the whistle. Looks like they just stopped it for a quick water break. I don't know if the temperature's over 90 if they do that.
No, they shouldn't. This is football, Coach.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. It wasn't a timeout by either team. It was just an official timeout. They both ran and got a drink.
Oh, well. It's a new football, I guess. Good.
All right, I'm still making adjustments. Now, back at the station, I got some people telling me we sound great now, and some people saying to still adjust. So
wide open over
there's
there.
a wide open pass out to the right side. That's going to be a first down for the Cardinals.
That's a flat.
Inside the 10-yard line. Who is that?
That's number 10.
That's 10. That's Zeke Benton with the
They
catch.
should have threw a flag on him because he hit the defensive player with the football in the head after he.
Uh-oh. Yeah, not good. So first and goal at the 7. Eunice hurries up to the line of scrimmage. They've got 3 receivers to the left, 1 out to the right. Pierce and Tippett in the backfield.
We haven't ran the ball yet.
We ran that sneak while ago with
Conker.
Pierce. Here goes Pierce around the left side. He's got some space. He's going to get out of bounds. It looks like about the 4 or the 5-yard line.
I would say 5-yard line.
Yeah.
He went out on the 4, but they gave us 5.
We got a block in the back on Eunice, so that's going to scoot us way back. That's a 10-yard penalty.
Come on, guys. We got to
So
take
that
care of the ball.
hurts big. I couldn't hear who they called that on. Could you?
No, sir.
So they called a block in a back on the Cardinals. They're going to scoot it back. That's going to hurt big because they're all the way back to about the 22-yard line.
They replayed it down, correct? Yeah.
Yes, so it's going to be first and goal from about the 22 for the Cardinals. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Nobody in the backfield with Pierce. He's looking down the field. Oh my gosh, he throws an interception off the hands of the receiver. The Jow player is down to the 45 to the 50. He gets knocked out of bounds at about the 50-yard line. So an interception here, and we didn't get to do most of our pregame, but one of the keys to the game for the Cardinals was we couldn't have turnovers, and here we go in the first drive, we have a turnover.
Yeah, and on that play, the receiver slipped. He came back, tried to catch it, bounced off his hands, and the other guy got it and ran back for 49 yards.
Yeah, so here we go. Jow, after the turnover, will have the ball first and 10. They've spotted the ball right at midfield at the 50-yard line. So the Cardinals exchange turnovers here. Jow gets to the line. They're going to have a receiver to each side, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Well, they've actually got 2 to the left and 1 to the right. They've got Carrion in the backfield in the shotgun position. He's got Lujan behind him in that pistol formation. Here goes the option, headed to the left side. They pitch it out to him. He's got a little space. The Cardinals close the gap. He jukes. He's down to the 30, the 25, the 20,
touchdown.
the 10-5. Touchdown, Jow on the first offensive play. Jacob Lujan with a 50-yard touchdown play on the option. Jow strikes first.
Number 33 for the Eunice Cardinals got juked very bad, and he just went around him like nothing.
Brandon Trevino came up and had him probably 2 yards in the backfield. Lujan put the do-si-do 2-step move on him and then headed for pay dirt.
Gone.
So with 9:11 remaining here in the first quarter, Jow gets on the board first. It's 6-0. Jow with the lead, and they're getting ready for the extra point.
From a simple option play, Coach.
Yeah, like I
They ran
said,
it
we
to
didn't get to
perfection.
hear the pregame, but that's their thing. It's what they do. The extra point is no good, so it's 6-0. Jow scores first. They're up 6-0. While we've got a minute, I want to try to jump back over and try to get a few things in. In my little pregame deal, I talked about how these two teams are very close in so many things and how this tonight is community versus community, blue versus red, the Crips versus the Bloods, Billy Hobbs versus Stephen Aldridge, Matt White versus Jordan Yutzi, Dwayne Haynes versus Brian Snyder, Tracy Davis versus Dusty Loftus. I'm going to skip on down just a little ways down the thing. This right here is the Crawfords versus the Thompsons, the Luhans versus the Deans, the D-Bar versus Dairy Freeze, Cole's Diner versus Debbie's, Diana's versus Nana's, Dave Lynn versus Dave Fouts. This is Cardinals versus Panthers. Tonight is Eunice versus Jow. It doesn't get any better than this rivalry.
Nope, it's a rumble in the jungle, you can call it.
So,
man,
Jow strikes first. We've had some technical difficulties here on our end. Our Cardinals have had some technical difficulties on their
field.
end. In my pregame talk that we were trying to get going and having technical difficulties, I had some keys to the game. For Eunice, the very first one I had was that they were averaging 2 turnovers plus a game, an interception and a fumble, and I said we cannot turn the ball over against this Jow Panther team, and right out of the bat we do it.
And what did they do? They capitalized on it, right?
They sure did.
With one play.
So here comes Jow back to kickoff. Ball's going to be kicked from the 40. They kick it down the field. Cardinals catch it on the run, have a little space, and we run out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Ashton Thompson caught it.
Ashton Thompson. Ball's going to be spotted at the 35. It'll be 1st and 10. Cardinals, ball spotted at the 35. They're going from the south toward the north, our right to left.
The guys need to go out there and take care of that ball. We had great field position earlier. We were right there, and that penalty threw us back, and we just –
yeah, we were inside the 5-yard
line
line at one point.
Coach. We got to be consistent to win this game.
So Eunice has the ball, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. Here's the snap.
Over here.
We throw it over here to Benton. Benton's got a little bit of space. He's going to pick up what looks like 7 or 8 yards.
There's a lot of extra activity after the play is dead if you pay attention out there.
Yeah, both teams are pretty hyped up. I thought after that interception, I thought we did some piling on, and definitely right there
it's
they
going
did.
Both ways. It's going both ways.
So that's going to make the ball spotted about the 42-yard line. Second, we'll call it 3. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pierce is in the backfield by himself. Here's the snap. He's looking down the field. He's got a man wide open.
He Micah Tippett.
Tippett's to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he's knocked out of bounds right about the
2-yard line.
Oh, no.
Look, he threw the back over there. He threw it. Oh, come on.
Yeah, the spot is horrible right there. The sideline ref was probably 50 yards behind the ball.
55 yards maybe.
Tippett dove for the pylon, gets knocked out right there close. They spot him back outside the 5.
And the one on the opposite side was running with him.
Yes.
And he threw it on the.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 5-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They hand it to Tippett straight up the middle, and he's got nowhere to go. He gets gang tackled
by the 2 biggest guys on the field. It was at 22 and 58 for Jow.
Yeah. So let's see here. I've got people now telling me that the volume has went way down low. I've got the station telling me one thing. I've got the people listening telling me something else. So
you meet in the middle, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what to do. So anyway, here's the handoff again, right up the middle. We're going to get all the way down this time to what looks like about the 2. Now they're inside the 1.
It appears to be the 1 from here.
So they're down to the 1. I'm going to do my best to make another adjustment here. Everybody's telling me we're way better, but I did
quarterback sneak, coach. Touchdown. Nobody's said nothing yet. Quarterback sneak. Everybody's running in. The refs are.
It looks like we got a quarterback sneak.
Oh, come on, guys. Make a call.
Everybody's signaling touchdown except the lineman on this side, the linesman. So that's going to make it 3rd and inches.
Centimeters, I would say.
Yeah, so I've adjusted a couple things here. I'm not sure what happened there.
There's a quarterback sneak, and he went in, touched the field goal post, and came back out, and they said he's at the –
Yeah, so for those of you back home, like I said, I understand we're having some technical difficulties. I've got the people at the station telling me to do one thing and the people listening telling me to do something else, so I apologize.
Eunice calls a timeout.
Eunice takes a timeout. Is it 4th and inches?
Yes, sir. From my point of view, it is 4th and inches, but I'm not wearing a white hat, coach.
Yeah, so a very interesting setup there.
Very interesting.
When Micah Tippett broke that run, he ran down the sidelines, and he did get knocked out of bounds, but, I mean, he reached the ball out and hit the pylon. And then when the official that was running our sideline, which is the same one that said he didn't get in over here, he was at least 40 yards behind the ball, and when he got down there, he spotted him out at the 5-yard line.
But the official on the opposite end was running stride with him, and he spotted him at the 2-yard line.
Yes, yeah, so a huge break there.
That's okay.
So anyway, we're gonna do our best to stay and keep on going. So 4th down and inches. The Cardinals pile it in here. Here we go. There's the snap, and Pierce sneaks it around the left side.
Sure about that?
For the touchdown.
Yeah, we're sure. Good job, Eunice.
So touchdown, Eunice. 7:22 left here in the first quarter. Eunice scores. It's now 6-6.
They missed their extra point over here?
Yes, they did miss that extra point earlier.
Where was I at?
Okay, everybody's saying we sound good now, so we're going to try to keep on going. I apologize. I'm not touching anything on this board, so if you start sending me things from either side saying we don't sound good, I'll just cry.
I got an old Jow player from Andrews listening right now.
There's the kick. It is
it's
up.
good?
It deflects off, and
no good?
man, it looked like Jow got a hand on the extra point, so it is now 6-6. Tie ball game here with 7:22 remaining in the first quarter. With that said, I'm going to try to get back to some of our things that we've got going here. Once again, my name is Jimmy Jones alongside Recindo Caballero and Charlie Fairbrush for the Nomark Broadcast Network. Tonight's broadcast can be heard on KPZA 103.7 FM Hobbs, as well as streamed live at hobbsamerica.com. Click on the Cardinal or through the Eunice Sports YouTube channel.
Man, it's a heavyweight fight out there.
All right. Once again, before we get up and running on everything, I want to make sure we thank Carlos Herrera. He fed these Cardinals before the team, and we appreciate that. We're trying to get things going. It sounds like I got a lot of people sending messages now saying we say you guys are all right. So Eunice has tied the ball game up now. 7:22 here remaining in the first quarter. Eunice is going to kick it this time from the right hash. They kicked from the left hash last time. They're going to kick from the right hash.
Does it seem like everything's moving a little faster?
Yeah, definitely.
Or are we just hyped up here as well?
I think everything's going fast for everybody. So here goes the kick. It's another pooch.
Hit him, somebody.
Jow catches it. Nobody calls for a fair catch, but then they stood there, and the Cardinals went ahead and hit them. They're going to get it about the 44-yard line. So it's going to be it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. So 1st and 10 at the 44. Jow will have the ball. They're going from our left to right, which is toward Jow.
Eunice is defending.
Yep, Eunice is defending the Panthers from getting back. All right. So, like I said, people are saying we're doing great now, so we're going to try to keep it going. And like I said, we apologize. We didn't get to do a lot of our normal pregame stuff and go over everything with everyone. So, with that said, 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 44. Jow comes to the line. They've got 2 receivers to the left, 1 out here to the right. You've got Carrion and Lujan in the backfield. Carrion looks like he's going to step up under center. Now he's going to step back. So they're in that pistol formation. They're going to run the option this way. We've got nobody for the running back again.
25 got him wrapped up.
That's 25 Hawkins that comes on and finishes them off, but not before they pick up about 9 yards, at least 8. So it looks like they're going to spot it about the 49-yard line. So that's going to be a good 3 to go. So it's going to be 2nd and 3. Lujan picks up another big chunk of yardage right there.
Already coming up here to take care of the crowd, huh?
Ball spotted at the 49.
The guys need to cover up that box, man, when they get in there.
All right, so here we go. 2nd and about 3.
We have no strong safety in the back, so if he breaks loose, he's gone.
There goes the option over to the left side. We take the quarterback out, but Lujan has a little space this time. He gets taken down.
By George Ortega.
I don't know if you saw that, but Ovi Ontiveros, when they went that way, and we had talked about this, their assignments on the option. His is to come up and stop Carrion when they run the option his way. He came up and hit Carrion about 2 yards in the backfield. After that, you had Ortega came up and stopped the pitch man. So Jow picks up maybe a yard on that one. It's going to be 3rd, and we'll call it 2. Ball spotted about the 48.
They defended against that real good out there.
Kind of crazy. It looks like we got some arguing going on in the Eunice stands between Eunice fans. So we got the police up here trying to settle the Eunice fans down. They're all mad at each other. So here comes the rollout to the left side this time. They got him in the backfield. That looked like Antonio Granados, along with number 13, Conager Pierce, who's playing nose guard tonight. They put the quarterback at the nose guard today for the Cardinals in this new defense they're trying to run.
And keep in mind, the quarterback likes to get hit. He likes to hit people.
Oh, yeah. So it's 6:05 and ticking here. The ball is spotted now at the 50-yard line right at midfield. It is 4th down. This would be a huge stop if the Cardinals could get it here. It would be a huge 1st down if the Panthers can pick it up. So 4th, and we're going to call it a long 4. Ball spotted at the 50. The
And they're
problem
going for
is
it, right?
Eunice was in their punt return, and now they've rotated up, so they're not in that same defense
Oh.
they've been running. Jal tries to get the Cardinals to jump off sides. Nobody's jumped so far. Here comes the option out here to this side. They stopped
stopped
the
them.
ball. They stopped them, so Eunice stops them. Jal will not pick up the first down. It'll be a turnover on downs back to the Cardinals.
They were way short. They were like 4 yards short on that.
So they picked up about a yard and a half.
Yes,
They
sir.
needed 4, maybe 5. So Eunice has already set up their offense. They're ready to go. 1st and 10, ball spotted. We're going to call it the 49.
Good job on the Eunice defense. So they came in and filled the gaps like they're supposed to.
Coach is telling the Eunice offense to slow down a little bit. He stopped them. They were already running up to the line of scrimmage to run the play, and he's pointing to the ground like slow down.
That nose tackle had made the call already, huh?
We got 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Pierce in the backfield by himself. Here comes the snap. He's looking down the field.
Take care of the ball. Ooh.
And he gets
Yeah,
hit
hit by
hard by number
22.
22. That's Carry On. I think that's the quarterback for the Panthers. He comes up. He also plays linebacker. He's a big, strong kid.
Carry On.
He come up and laid Pierce out, loses about 1 yard. We're going to make it 2nd and 11. Ball spotted at the 48.
He knocked him back about a yard, honestly.
Yeah, I think, a while ago we were complaining about the spot. That time we got a good spot
Yes.
because I thought he knocked him back several yards.
Very hard.
So 2 receivers to each side, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Pierce and Tippett in the backfield. Here goes the snap. They're looking down the field. They've got some space. He doesn't see them, so now he's got pressure coming after him. He throws the ball down the field. They've got Benton, Zeke Benton with a huge catch all the way down to the 20.
Wow, that's a good catch. And of
And
course they're
there
going to
goes
throw
the
a flag.
because Zeke Benton freaking spiked
Strikes
the ball.
He keeps doing that. Earlier he hit the kid with the same ball in the head, and they let it go.
He made an amazing catch way down the field, but then after he did, he turned around and said something and spiked the ball
Why
like he's
does
in
he
the
need to do that?
NFL, and that just killed the probably 30-yard pickup that he picked up. We're going to go back the other way 15 now.
We got to have character out there, guys.
Yeah, some of the things that we do are just out and out dumb, and that was a dumb one right there.
That's an understatement. That's frustrating. Delay game.
Wow. So we got away with one there.
Yeah.
They called him for delay a game for throwing the ball
But
rather
in
than
that-
for the 15-yard
In that case,
unsportsman.
you've been a coach. What would you do? You pull him aside. You know what, son?
Yeah, me and him
This
got to
is
have
an
a
important
talk
game,
at
yes.
this point after that. I mean, he's got to do better than that. He's a senior. He's smarter than that.
Is he?
So here we go. We've got 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ball spotted at the 25. It's 1st and 15. Pierce rolling to his left, looking down the field. He's got a man open. He hits Benton. Benton's got the ball inside the 10, and he's going to have a first down. Cardinals inside the 10-yard line. Great pass there from Pierce.
That was Sean Stinson.
I'm sorry, Stinson. I said Benton.
Yes, sir, you
Benton
called
and
him twice,
Stinson.
yes.
I apologize. That was Sean Stinson with the catch. Great catch there by Stinson and a nice tackle there from Jow to save the touchdown. So 1st and goal. The ball spotted inside the 10 at about the 9. Here's a handoff right up the middle to Tippett, and Roger Carrion comes through, and he power cleans him and power drives him.
There's a player down from Jow.
Jow's got a kid down. Looks like Tippett might have picked up 6 inches, and
If
like I've
that.
said before, I'm familiar with that 6 inches. So he picks up about 6 inches there.
That other kid is in pain.
Oh no! So we've got a hurt Panther down on the field. He's grabbing at a leg and hitting on the field. So I tell you what we'll do while we take we'll step away here. We'll go 30 seconds back to the station for a word from our sponsors.
You're clear.
For those of you on the broadcast, we want to thank our sponsors, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and Redbird Gas. Thank you guys for all you do. We couldn't do this broadcast without you, so thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Hopefully we can get a lot better at this. Probably the last game will be excellent at it, right?
Man, the technical difficulties is what whoops us. I can tell you I'm not a computer whiz by any means. I got a lady at work that comes in and fixes mine when my printer
26.
won't print.
And all you need to do is paper, right?
Yeah, she's like, you need to plug your computer in. Oh, shoot.
Is that what it is?
10,
Yeah.
5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Eunice Cardinal Stadium, a stadium that has been ranked by a nationwide website as one of the top football stadiums in the state of New Mexico and the #1 small school football stadium in the state of New Mexico. In small school stadiums, they've ranked this stadium as, I think it was number 27, I think, in the entire United States.
Wow.
And so a big deal here for this stadium for the Cardinals. As you look over this, the opposing bleachers, we've got our new junior high that's coming up. It should be up and running here by the beginning of next semester for sure. They're saying that it is on track to finish. Over to our right, you've got the Eunice Cardinal baseball field, which is just a heck of a baseball facility. The Eunice softball field for our girls right over this way as well. And then you've got, sorry, I said that you got the elementary a while ago. You've got the middle school that's almost finished. You've got the elementary that was built a few years ago. So we talk about those things, you know, just to kind of keep some things going here. We've got a Panther down out there on the field inside the 10-yard line. And ever since the coaching staff got out there, he hasn't moved much, and they've called for EMS out that way.
He
so
took his helmet off already as well.
Yeah, so I you know, all of this stuff, you know, when it comes to Eunice versus Jow, it's a huge rivalry. We all talk a little trash to each other. In fact, sometimes we talk a little trash. Occasionally, we've had some fisticuffs that were thrown outside of gyms. I was never involved in any of that, and if anybody says I was, I'll deny it. I think the statute of limitations is run. However, we never want to see a young man, I don't care if he's from Jow or where they're from, you never want to see a young man injured. And
you
so,
do not.
You know, we get into the hype behind the two teams and everything, but this is definitely something that we didn't want to see.
No, we did not. And the games Brown's playing with high intensity, they're hitting hard and people's hitting everywhere from every direction. And on that play, he was a lineman. I don't know where he got hit or how he got hit because he wasn't even in the play.
Yeah. And so the little Eunice ATV ambulance is driving out onto the field at this point. There's 4 minutes, 11 seconds still remaining here in the first quarter. It's a tie ball game at 6-6. And like I said, you know, you never want to see this. It looks like they're getting the backboard out and going to strap him to a backboard. So, you know, you hate to see that. And, you know, our thoughts and prayers with Jow, with that young man and his family.
And his parents,
and you hope that it's just precautions that they're taking and that it's nothing serious. But you definitely never know.
You never know,
and so,
man.
you know, for those of you on the live broadcast, and we've mentioned this in our previous broadcast, we are doing our broadcast over multiple types of media.
Correct.
We've got the stream. We've got the we've got several different things going. Plus, we're doing it through the radio station. So those of you that are listening to our stream back home, yes, you do hear the radio station when they're talking back and forth from us, moving the broadcast from the radio station back to the stream. So it looks like the young man from Jow was able to get up.
Correct.
And so that's
I couldn't see the
definitely a
number.
good sign. I couldn't either. And now they've positioned that little ATV ambulance right up against him, so it's really hard to see. But it's definitely a good sign.
When he got up on his own
when
power,
he got up,
his own wheels.
Yeah, so, you know, while we've got a minute again, I want to thank some sponsors. Devon Energy, Steve Almaguer, Jared Armstrong, Bryce Jenkins, Ryan Dean, Mr. Analyst that always listens to us. We appreciate you guys. Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews, and all the crew down there. We appreciate you. Eunice Health Clinic, Leanne Reeves, I know you're listening. Brian and Nikki, Elma, Aaron Pascal, Yachty, and all the gang. The Eunice Public Schools, Mr. Haynes, Miss Cynthia Sims, Rosendo that's sitting here with me, Matt Coy, Kenny Reed, Ashley Davis, David Gallegos, who has messaged saying he's listening, and the staff. Cardinal Hardware, Ashley Davis, Chip Myers, Miss Ortega, and all the staff. The City of Eunice, Mayor Hubbs, who's over announcing a couple of deals over, the council, Zia Auto Shop, the Whitmire family, and Redbird Gas, Bart Parker. So Eunice hurries to the line. We've got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. We're going to hand it. No, we fake it up the middle, and Pierce goes in for the touchdown untouched.
Well, he may have looked at real easy coming out of that long time out there.
Touchdown, Eunice.
And it seemed like they took that steam away on their defense for Jow on that hurt individual.
Yeah. So that is a touchdown for Eunice. That's going to make it 12-6. 4:07 remaining here in quarter number 1. Eunice is going to set up to go for the extra point here.
Wow.
They came out of that injury timeout. They hurried to the line and got started, and nobody even touched him running in there. So we've got Little Woods back to try to kick this extra point. We haven't kicked many extra points the last couple of weeks.
Oh, bad snap.
Bad snap, and we kick it right into the line. As I'm sure that that they didn't get it put down in time, but so it's no good. Score is 12-6. Eunice in the lead, and they'll be kicking off to the Panthers here pretty soon. While we've got a minute, I had all kinds of stuff to say in my pregame. We started our pregame about 8 minutes later. I had been timing this and practicing it for the 20-some-odd minutes that we normally have, and by the time we got started, we had about 12 minutes, and then we had technical difficulties for about 10 of those. So I had all kinds of stats and numbers to go over. I wanted to talk about, I was asking some of the people, Jao and Eunice, about people that had went on to play professional football. We know there's a lot of people that have went on to play college football. One of the people that I got back was a guy by the name of Leroy Hinman that played for these Eunice Cardinals. He went on to play for Wichita State and then played for the LA Rams, where my understanding is he was injured really bad, but he was a starter for the LA Rams.
LA Rams.
Yep, so Leroy Hinman. I was also told that there was a gentleman by the name of Keith Fletcher that was from Jao. I didn't get any details as to where he was from, where he went, where he played. And then I've got another gentleman. Where's his name? I've got it written on here somewhere in my little pieces of paper. Anyway, I'll get his. Oh, it's Jack Abenshawn. He's in the University of New Mexico Hall of Fame and the CFL. He played in the CFL for years. So here comes the kickoff. It's a little bouncer bouncing all the way down to the 20-yard line. Eunice is pursuing down there. Looks like they're going to make the tackle about the 30.
It was a good tackle, too. I think the kicker guy knows number 30.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell. It looked like Norbert Cervantes was the one that picked that up and took off running for the Panthers. And who'd you say made that tackle?
I think it was number 30.
Okay, so
I have short-term memories. I forgot who it was.
30 is Jose Gomez. That's
Jose
the little Gomez. All right, so the Jal takes over 1st and 10. Ball spotted. We'll call it the 29. It's 1st and 10. Jal's going to have 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. They're in that spread offense now. You've got Carrion and Lujan in the backfield in that what I call the pistol back. So here they go. They're calling the plays. Here goes the snap. They're going to run it over here outside to the left.
Good containment, guys.
Carry on, and it's a direct snap that time to Lujan. And the Cardinals do a great job, and guess who's there?
Number 58.
58, Ovi Ontiveros, contains him and takes him down for a huge loss. Big play there by Ovi. He had a lot of help from a lot of different Cardinals that kept him contained. And then Ovi came in and finished him off for what looks like about a 6, maybe 7-yard loss.
On their offense, they're trying to spread out their offense, our defense, so their defense can spread out. Yep. But it's not working for Jao right now.
So 3:25 and ticking. It's 12-6. Eunice in the lead. Jao looking at second and a long ways from about the 23. They've got 3 receivers to the right, 1 out to the left. Carrion and Lujan in the backfield. They snap it straight to Lujan. He pump fakes Julius. And goes. And the ball hits the ground. Eunice is saying they got it, but it looks like they're saying he was already down. That looked like Julius Woods.
Yeah, Julius Woods hold him up, and 58 finished him, whoever 58 is.
58, that dang Ovi Ontiveros comes in and gets in on another tackle. So Julius Woods with a great stop there, grabs a hold of him. Ovi Ontiveros comes in and finishes him off, and that looked like another, at best, right at the line of scrimmage.
Correct.
So it looks like it's 3rd, and we're going to call it 16, maybe 17. Ball spotted about the 23-yard line. They've got it on the right hash. 3 receivers to the left for Jao, 1 to the right. Carrion and Lujan in the backfield. They're in the pistol again.
Confusion out there on the defense side.
Here goes the snap. They're running the option out here to the left side. They've got some space.
Oh, good job, John.
Great open field tackle by who else but my man here announcing with me's boy, Jonathan Caballero comes up, and he lets them pick up about 1, which was exactly what he needed to do. So now it's going to be 4th down, and we're going to call it 14. Ball spotted. Looks like they're going to spot him right about the 25-yard line.
That defense is showing up again, man.
Man, they did a really good job the last few plays, and even that last set of downs. So Jow is in their punt formation. They've got the D1 prospect or D1 signee, Roger Carrion, back to punt. I didn't know he was the punter, but, man, I would guess a leg like that could kick a ball a long dang ways. So
And
he gets the
George is
snap.
to receive it.
He punts it. It goes way up in the air. I mean, I think it hit the International Space Station, and then it skips out of bounds, and it almost gets back to the original first down marker. So Eunice is going to take over 1st and 10 at about the 42-yard line after a punt that, I mean, we're way up in the booth, and I had to, like, lean forward like I was looking for the stars. He kicked that ball up into the dang – I mean, if Jeff Bezos or whoever that is that makes them flying ships saw that, he'd want to hire that leg to kick some spaceships into the atmosphere. So anyway, it's going to be 1st and 10 Eunice, ball spotted at the 41. Here's the snap. They hand it straight up the middle to Tippett. He's plowing ahead. Tippett running power football all the way down inside the 35-yard line. We're going to call it the 34.
Did you see that, how he's taking care of that ball? They're trying to strip it out of his hands. He's holding it like –
Jow has looked at the same thing I looked at, in that Eunice don't usually hold on to the ball very good. They're going for it. 2nd and 2. Ball spotted about we're going to call it the 34. We hand it to Tippett again, straight up the middle, and my goodness, Roger Carrion, D1 comes in and just, I mean, he did a power clean on Tippett, just slammed him. Tippett did pick up about 1, but he probably won't want to pick up 1 again. So it's 3rd and inches, 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
There was a player on the field over there.
We run that little cutback trap, and we're all the way down to the 30. I saw flags flying.
And he's looking at the Eunice player, so it had to be.
He's looking at Ovi Ontiveros. Ovi's trying to block Roger Carrion. He may have lassoed him and wrapped him up and tried to tackle him.
Rode him for a ride. Rode him 5'8".
So he called holding on Ovi. So I mentioned to some folks before the game that Ovi was faced with, most of the time he's going to be trying to block Roger Carrion. And Ovi, I think on a good day, probably goes for 180 pounds versus 295. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 here. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Pierce looking down the field. He's got a man open.
That's a first down.
George Ortega with a nice catch. If they give him his forward momentum, it should be a first down, but it is going to be close.
He's signing it over here. This guy in this.
Yeah, so they're going to mark it for the first down. They're signaling him to move the chains. The chains are moving. So first down on the pass from Pierce to Ortega. Ball spotted at, I'm going to call it the 31.
And Conner's throwing that ball tonight.
Man, he is zooming it in there. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pierce and Tippett in the backfield. Here comes the snap. Pierce looking down the fild. Got to get rid of it. He's got some pressure. He's going to tuck it and run.
Tuck it, run, son.
He
jumped over a player.
Wow.
Oh, there's a flag on.
I saw flags come from everywhere. Can you not jump in high school football?
Ulises Anguianos always did it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I saw out there. But there were flags flying everywhere when Pierce jumped over the defender.
Come on now, watch. Holding on 58, watch.
I'm not sure. I'm hurdling. I've never heard that. I've heard of that. What is that? Curling or whatever, where they do the little ice deal and everybody sweeps. I have never heard that in my life.
When I went to high school, which wasn't too long ago, you can hurdle.
So Pierce jumps over the defensive back and gets what would have been a first down, and they call him for hurdling.
So if he would have put his head down and ran him over, would that have been an excess of hitting or what?
I guess. So that's a 10-yard penalty plus the yardage that we had. So that's 1st and 20 now. Ball spotted about the 38. Pierce in the backfield looking
Going
down
deep.
the field. He's got a man
Wide open.
And it's a touchdown.
That's Micah Tippett.
Micah Tippett gets open.
Hit him on stride.
On the great pass from Pierce with some touch. We've been looking for touch. There was touch.
Touch, man, all the way. He looked like Troy Aikman out there, didn't he? We've got another Jow Panther down on the field out there. He's grabbing what looks like a knee or a leg and hitting the field. So the coaches are all headed out. Eunice now leads 18-6. The Eunice passing game is really looks good so far. So far.
With the exception of the deflected interception. Once again, we've got an injured Panther on the field.
Let me correct myself. I said Ulises Anguiano, I meant to say Ulises Lozano used to do that.
Yes, Yuli. Yuli used to jump over folks all the time.
It must be a new rule, huh?
Yeah, I've never heard that. That's a new one to me, a new one. Something I didn't get to go over on my pregame was the keys to victory. I have here for Eunice, they must win the turnover battle. They must stop the option and take care of their assignments on defense. They can't go to sleep in the secondary, and they have to keep a fast-paced game of throw and catch. That was my keys to victory for Eunice, and with the exception of the turnover early, they've been able to kind of neutralize it anyway.
I hate to call that a turnover because it hit the receiver's hand and the other guy was just in the right spot at the right time.
And it was after the Cardinals had got the turnover on the onside kick.
Correct.
So, it kind of worked out. So the young man from Jow gets up, walks off the field on his own power, which is a good thing, wishing him the best. The Cardinals are going to walk up here for the extra point. It looks like they're going to go for two.
Correct.
They've spotted it on the right hash.
They're anxious. They get out there real quick and get on the line. They're ready to go every time.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right. We've got a full house backfield with that little shotgun inverted wishbone looking thing. Here goes the snap. Pierce looking down the field. He's got a man open, and that's Benton with the the point after touchdown. Yes. So the extra point is good.
And did you see that? He scored the touchdown. He handed the ball to the ref.
Yes, good. Great job there by Benton. Nice catch. And I appreciate the fact that he just turned around and handed the ball to the referee. That's what you got to do.
Yep, you got to have character if you're a Eunice Cardinal.
So I've got a message here from one of our sponsors, Devon Energy, whose supervisor, Steve Almaguer, says, in football, you can't lead with the leg when you jump over someone, but you can vertically jump over. But if your leg comes out, that's the hurdling call. So that sounds good to me. I didn't.
Thank you, sir.
I didn't know. So anyway, Eunice will get a chance to kick off here.
It's better the first quarter.
Yeah, it's still 29 seconds in the first quarter. Eunice is up 20-6. I did not expect this high scoring of a game. In fact, somebody asked me today, and I'll be honest with everybody. I'm a Eunice Cardinal. I graduated here. My parents graduated here. I said I thought Eunice was going to win, but it'd probably be like 28, 24. I may have said 30-something, 28.
But keep in mind the game is still young. We just got to stay focused on the defensive side.
So here goes the kick from Woods. He pooches it down the middle.
Wow,
Jal's going to pick it up, and here they come with that little reverse. Lujan has got the ball. He's out to about the 38-yard line. Eunice with a good job of open field tackling there. That was number 2, Angel Gomez, along with number 7. Number 7 is Van Brecken. And who was the other?
Alan Ornelas.
All right, so we got 3 young men in on that tackle. 23 seconds remain in the first quarter.
I'm glad they seen the ball because I was lost. Like, okay, who has the ball now?
And Jal's going to take a timeout. They're not liking what they're seeing, and I don't blame them. They're down 20-6 here in the first quarter. So while we've got a minute, I'll jump back over to the sponsors. Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Eunice Health Clinic, Leanne Reeves, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, Ashley Davis, Chip Myers, Miss Ortega, City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, the Whitmire family, and Eunice graduate and state champion Bart Parker. Thank you guys for all you do. Before we got started with this game, I was talking about some numbers, historical numbers. Eunice has won 14 in a row. Jow had won 6 in a row before that. Dating back to 1953, Eunice has won 37. Jow has won 31 times in this matchup. In this last 14 years in the rivalry, Eunice is averaging 42 points a game, while Jow's averaging 7. In the previous streak that Jow had, that 6-year run, Eunice was averaging under 6 points a game, while Jow was averaging 30. So it's been a battle of runs through the years. Jow heads up to the line, 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 39. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
They got a different quarterback.
They switched quarterbacks. They've got Lujan back there. They've got some space. There's a holding for sure. And I see the flag come in. There was definitely a holding there.
There's a flag here and a flag back there.
They had Ovi wrapped up over here on the field. They were hanging onto his jersey and shoulder pads. I mean, and it was right in front of this official. But there was already a flag way back there before that happened.
But they changed quarterbacks. They put the Lujan kid back. He's Lujan, correct? Number 1?
Yes, that is Mr. Lujan.
Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob's a hell of an athlete. So there's two different flags on the field. They're both holding on Jal. So they'll move this one back. So they're stepping that penalty off at this point. Want to give a shout out to Mason Caperton. I know he's out there listening from his New Mexico State home. I've got messages from him and Lexi Dean. I appreciate you guys listening and wish you guys the best of luck down there. Mason, to me, it's arguable, but I think between him and Tyler, I got to say that I don't know which one I'd say is the best quarterback of all time, but I think numbers-wise it's definitely Mason, but they're both great young men, great guys. So Jal steps to the line. It's going to be first and a long damn ways from about the 28-yard line. Two receivers right, two to the left. They're in the pistol back in the backfield. They hand the ball up the – they take it around the side. And I think that was Ovi over there on the tackle.
Ovi and Micah and 33. So –
defensive end, Ovi Ontiveros steps up, wraps him up, and then Micah and who was the other one?
33.
33, that's Trevino.
At the end of the first quarter, score
Wow,
Cardinals 20.
So I also got a message here. I do not have Parker Energy listed as one of my sponsors, Brett. I know he sent me a message asking me that. I will tell you this, they've always been a sponsor in the past. So if you guys think you are, I apologize. It's not on my list. But I don't have a problem at all with saying shout out to Parker Energy because they've always sponsored through the years, through the seasons, and they do so much for these kids. So Brett and Penny Parker, thank you guys for all that you do. And I'll find out from the station if for some reason they didn't have you guys on the list. If you're supposed to be on there, we appreciate you guys. You guys do so much for the community as a whole.
Yeah, and I'm going to take the opportunity right now. Shout out to my boss, Jimmy Abney from Andrews, Texas. He graduated from Jal, and he's like, well, y'all going to lose to Jal. He's the old Jal Panther, but right now it's looking good for Eunice.
Yeah.
And also for Ulysses Angano. He played baseball for Eunice.
Yeah.
He's at Austin right now.
Yep. Yuli's a good guy. Good guy. I want to shout out to the Fulfer family. They're in the mountains. They sent me a message earlier. You sorry sucker sitting up there in the nice cool breeze by a fire with a drink in your hand. I know that's what you're doing, but anyway, we appreciate you guys listening. And Big Jim San Diego, we appreciate you guys listening down in Jal. So here goes Jal. They're back to the line of scrimmage. Ball spotted about the 31. It's second. We're going to call it 20. Two receivers each side. Here comes the option. They pitch it out to the left. And I couldn't – who is that? Is that Ortega?
Yes, number 8.
So number 8, George Ortega comes up and makes the stop. And Ethan Sandoval was the ball runner.
Where is their big quarterback?
I'm not sure. I don't know where their quarterback has went. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't see him on the sideline either, but
something's happened with the Jal quarterback because he was out there playing quarterback the whole
first
quarter. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's happening there with Jal. Jal's got 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and I've got the booth beside me. They're saying that the booth beside me is saying that he's the one that got hurt earlier.
Oh, wow.
So that it was Carry On, the quarterback, that got hurt earlier when he was playing linebacker. So a great defensive play there by Ovi Ontiveros at the bottom of that pile. Julius Woods was also there.
And Hawkins.
Jerry Hawkins. So a three-ring tag team there. The Cardinals now have got things going their way. 10:50 and ticking here in the first half.
And it's 4th down for the Panthers.
4th down, ball spotted at the 25. They need to make it all the way out to midfield for a first down. Jal looks to be back.
They got the punter back there.
Yes.
The Cardinals need to be aware. If he goes straight up, they need to get out of the way.
Yeah, so anyway, we couldn't see that number earlier. Oh, my goodness, that was almost blocked, and that is a booming punt.
That's a beautiful
Ortega takes it at the 35. He's to the 40, the 45. He's out to the 50. He crosses midfield. Great run by Ortega.
His own player took him out, number 1, Kevin.
Amazing punt by freaking Roger Carry On.
It was beautiful.
If he doesn't go to play offensive or defensive line, he can be a punter. That last punt earlier, even though it didn't go very far,
it went high.
It touched the dang moon, and that one there touched the moon and went 40 or 50 yards.
That's why he's a punter.
I'm telling you.
But we almost blocked by number 33.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
I think it's Van.
Yeah, so
Find
I've
his
got a
name.
number of people sending me messages that they did take Mr. Carrion off the field
That's not
injured.
good.
So, we hate to hear that. They're saying he's on his way to the hospital. And so, he's never been anything but respectful to me and just a great young man.
Both of those young men are
Yes.
gentlemen.
Good kids. And man, I hate that. I hate to hear that. They're saying they think possibly something with his shoulder, maybe a separated shoulder or collarbone is multiple messages here that I got. So that's the information that I'm being sent up here.
Wow.
So we've got a timeout here. We don't have much time left in this timeout, but want to make sure I shout out the sponsors: Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and Redbird Gas. And while we're at it, we'll say that Eunice is going to take over here 1st and 10. Looks like the ball's spotted about the 48. We'll say that this drive is brought to you by Parker Energy Services. They always take care of business. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Here goes the snap. They're looking down the field. They've got some room. They've got Benton. Benton pushes off.
And no flag.
And there was no flag,
That's
so
a
we got
good
away with
drive.
one there. It looked like the referee was reaching for his pocket.
But he probably said it was uncatchable.
Yep. So,
Oh, there
a
is.
flag back there. That's probably going to be holding. It's in the holding area.
Yeah. The whole pocket collapsed real quick on Eunice on that one.
So, and we're keeping 2 of the backs back in the backfield to help block. So 10-11 remains here in the half. Eunice up 20-6. Eunice picks up a holding penalty, so that's going to make it 1st and 20. They'll get to replay the down.
It'd be a good time to run some options out to the left and to the right.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Full house backfield in the backfield with Pierce in the shotgun. Kind of an inverted wishbone look.
Oh, man.
They're going to roll him to the left. He's looking down the field. This looks like a quarterback keeper from the get-go. Pierce is still going. He's all the way out to, we're going to call it the 48-yard line. So he gets back within about 3 or 4 yards of the original line of scrimmage.
Well, that's a horrible drive right there, huh?
So 2nd down, and we're going to call it 14. Ball spotted at the 48, 49-yard line. Okay, now we got an empty backfield. Only Pierce back there in the shotgun. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Here goes a snap. He's looking down the field. He's got a man with some space.
Oh,
and
the receiver was not even ready for it.
I don't think Stinson knew the ball was in the air because he wasn't looking that direction.
At all.
The
sun got in his eyes.
The defender, which I believe is the other Lujan, the other young man Lujan. Let me see if I can find his name on here. He's the one that had hurt his hand earlier in the season. Let me see.
That big kid out there?
Yeah, the tall one up there. He's a real good
sideways
basketball player.
Get
I'm
his
going to
number.
get his name here in just a second.
It's not one.
I think
one's on this
Andres Lujan. I think he's
Andres
number
Lujan?
80. I think that's who that was.
Yes, sir.
So, anyway, he played good defense right there, kept the Cardinals from completing that pass. So it's going to bring up 3rd, and we're going to call it 14. Ball spotted about the 48. Eunice is going to take a timeout here. While they take a timeout, I want to give a shout-out to a few more folks that we've got out here listening. We know that we've got some of our folks with the class of 1996. That class of 1996 was state champions here. I had received some messages earlier in the week from Ryan and Randall Montanez.
That's the wall, huh?
The Stone Wall.
The Stone Wall.
The Stone Wall 1996 is in the house. I want to shout out to them, the cheerleaders, Misty McCaslin Jenkins, Brenda Santa Cruz Burr, Kristen Miller Barker, Kim Hayes, Colburn, April Rice, Simone, Randall and Ryan Montanez, Bert Fisher, Gabe Connor, my sick one. I hope he's doing better. We wish you the best. Chad Dean, the man. Chris, Toby Holland, and rest in peace, John Harris. Great teammates of mine in my younger days, too. So Eunice is back to the line of scrimmage. 9:30 remains here in the half. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Pierce in the backfield by himself. Here's the snap. Pierce is looking down the field. He's got some pressure. He's in trouble.
Oh, good job
there.
there.
He gets away from it. He's looking down the field. He
Wide
throws
open
it across
Tippett.
to Tippett. Tippett's got some room. He puts a move on somebody, and he's down to about we're going to call it the 33-yard line. 1st down, Cardinals.
1st down, man. That's the way he rolled out, stiff on that defensive player, and just made that pass.
And Roger
beautiful.
Carrion was breathing down his neck. He kind of looked like those memes that we see of Joe Biden breathing on people's neck. And but Pierce was able to escape and rolls to his left and throws the ball down to Tippett, who picks up the 1st down. So 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 32. It's on the left hash. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pierce looking down the field. He's got a man open. He floats it.
Oh, he
oh
dropped
my
the ball.
Goodness.
In
The
and out
ball
of his
hits
hands.
Thompson right in the
his
hands
hands.
at the 5-yard line. There was nobody close to him, and he dropped it, or the Cardinals would have scored again.
In his defense, it's hard to catch the ball looking backwards like that.
Yeah, he was bending back,
Backwards.
looking straight over the top of his head, trying to, like, float
Float
the
it.
ball into his hands, and
We can get
just
some
kind of
sticky on
lost
them
it.
gloves. We need to get some sticky on them gloves.
So 20-6, 8:58. It's 2nd and 10. And Jal
Shot
wants to
call,
talk
timeout.
about it. They're going to call a timeout here. I don't blame them. That's 2 passes that would have been
Touchdowns.
TDs for the Cardinals here. I'm going to jump back into that class that I was giving shout-outs to.
You graduated in 96?
I graduated in 1995. These guys all played with me on the state championship team that year before, though, and they're great people. Those young ladies were cheerleaders. Same young ladies was cheerleaders when I was here. The stone wall is the majority of this group.
Correct.
And Brent Snyder, who graduated with me, and just great people, state champs. I mean, people that have went on to do great things in life.
And they
Just-
were a stone wall. Nobody got by.
Man, monsters in their day, and just great young men. I mean, those guys were good people. You know, we had some people we went to school with that I wouldn't call great young men. They were great football players, but I wouldn't call them great young men. Those young men, that Stonewall, those were good guys, good
Yeah.
people, and
And they were coached by Coach Lynn, correct?
Coach Dave Lynn, the man, the myth.
Yeah, that legend, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Dave Lynn, a shout out. The OG, the GOAT, he's over as an assistant coach for Jeff Lynn, who's the Roswell head coach. We wish them the best. Eunice is back to the line, 2nd and 10. 2 receivers to the left, 3 out to the right. Pierce in the backfield by himself. They try the little double snap offsides play. Nobody
Audible.
jumps, so now they're getting the call from the side. He snaps it. He's looking down the field. He's got a lot of pressure coming after him.
Throw it. Oh.
And he's got that is the one issue. Well, there's a couple issues that we as a team got to get better at, but he's got to learn to get rid of the ball when that pocket
And there was a
collapses.
delay blitz.
Yep.
Everybody picked up the man. That linebacker came in. He seen him. He tried to roll down, and he just grabbed
gotta
his
throw
legs.
it.
Yes.
You know, I mean, you got to get
Throw
rid
it,
of it,
throw
or tuck it and run straight up the middle, and maybe you get back to the line of scrimmage.
Maybe. But now we're, like 60 yards from the first down?
I got Houston Harvey giving a shout out too.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you
Houston
right
Harvey,
now,
huh?
Houston Harvey and Kelly Harvey are now Block A Harvey. They are the man, the myth, the legend too. Great guys, those Harveys.
Block A, Harvey.
So 3rd and 20. It's a long ways now. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Here goes the snap.
Oh.
He had a man
Pump fake
open.
it.
He's got to get rid of it, and then he throws it into the turf as
That
he's
small
about to get
hesitation,
slammed.
man.
Yeah, and he's really stretching his line out there. They're struggling.
Going back to Harvey, we used to call Harvey Pretty Boy Harvey, the older one.
Oh yeah, Kelly.
Yeah, Pretty Boy.
Block A.
His hair was
Man,
always perfect
I
when
tell
I was
you.
in school.
Yeah, he was a great young man too, and I've got people asking me who you are. So this
Who?
is Rosendo Caballero. That's the Harveys. They're saying,
Oh.
who is that? So
Tell Houston he knows who I am. I'm Adrian's older brother, good-looking guy.
So Rosendo's here with me. Eunice is in the punt formation, 4th and a long ways. Ball.
Oh, horrible
my gosh.
snap.
We snap it way back.
Don't land on the sun.
Oh my goodness.
Why would you? Okay.
Oh my goodness. We snapped the ball over the punter's head, and I mean it went back probably 30, 40 yards.
It almost made it to the field goal.
Yes.
This is what I mean. We got to be consistent on offense. On offense, we have to be consistent and keep our foot on the gas and don't let up at all.
Yeah. Yeah. and
We must be consistent.
So anyway, that is a huge break for Jal. 8 minutes remaining here in the half. Eunice with a huge bonehead mistake right there on a bad snap that goes back 30, 40 yards.
And it puts a lot more pressure on the defense as well.
Jal's going to have the ball 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 24. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Lujan, and I can't, that's number
And
7.
he rolls out the pass.
He's looking down the field.
He's going to pass it. But
He's
get him,
got
get him.
some pressure. They
Fumble,
knocked the ball out of his
fumble.
hands.
Good job, Hawkins.
Yeah, and Hawkins comes in and gets
But
on
it was
it.
created by 53, Julius.
53, that's Julius Woods
Julius
that knocks
Woods.
the ball out of Lujan's hands. And I was just saying that Jow had only fumbled once
One
all
time.
year. There's another one.
Yeah. And as when he rolled back, he started to pass the ball. And good job on Hawkins to land on it instead of picking him trying to run. He did a good job there.
So Eunice is already lined up, ready to go here. 1st and 10, they're going to have the ball at the 43. It looks like now they're going to go back and huddle. I've got a message here from Floyd Sims, my buddy Floyd. I think the world of Floyd and Cynthia, great people. Floyd sent me a message saying Bruce was the best QB in Eunice history, that he was an All-American. I don't know which Bruce you're talking about. Maybe
Bruce Lee?
I'm not real sure. I'm thinking maybe Bruce, that was the AD at Hobbs for years and then went to Rio Rancho. 3 receivers to the right. Here comes the flag.
Of course,
Bruce.
false start on Eunice.
What the heck is Bruce's name? That was the AD at Hobbs for Bruce Carver. Yes, Bruce Carver. I know he was an All-American in basketball. I didn't know he was a football All-American.
So that's a false start on the center.
So false start on Eunice. It's going to make it 1st and 15. Ball spotted about the 38-yard line. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pierce going to have to look and get rid of it quick. That ball's deflected, and it is intercepted by number 58. That's Cash Taylor, I think is what that says.
Cash Taylor, I like that name.
Yeah.
Cash Taylor.
Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 and the 2000. He just got that interception right there. 7:45 remaining in the half. Scores 20-6. Eunice turns it over again.
This is some sloppy football on the offensive sides on both teams.
Yes, I concur. So
that great defensive job on Eunice just turns it right over. We need a
1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 41. Jal's got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Lujan and number 7. Lujan looking deep. He's got a man down the sidelines, but that ball is way overthrown.
That being said, Coach, go ahead.
There's a flag right here at the 40.
Holding on Eunice.
Well, this is the guy that's called pretty much everything bad our way all night. So let's see if he reverses our fortunes here.
And the crowd goes quiet.
Illegal formation, illegal shift, I guess, on the on Jal. So you know what, fella, Zebra, I apologize. I shout out to you, Mr. Zebra, that threw that yellow laundry on the ground. You, my friend, are all right.
He stayed at Holiday Inn, didn't he?
That's right. That's right.
The whole thing on the defense, on the offensive side for Jal, they had to change the whole game plan out. They're passing the ball now.
Yes.
The Eunice Cardinals, when they watch film, they watch everything on run.
They
have to adapt as well on the defense.
On that option, and now we're going to see
it's all
different.
changed.
So 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Jal's got the ball now 1st and 15. Ball spotted about the 46. Lujan in the backfield. Can you tell who that is back there with him? It's going to be a straight quarterback sneak.
And
he's
got
big
first down.
space.
Wrap him
all
up,
the way
guys.
down to the 30.
There's a gang tackle there, but the first one to grab him was.
And that's gonna be enough for a first down.
Jonathan was first one to grab him, and then
Jonathan Caballero comes in and wraps him up, but not before he picked up 15.
all the way to the secondary, man. That's wow.
So after a lot of scoring early in the first quarter, we're in a scoring drought now, and we've got some sloppy football being played, especially by our Eunice offense. 7:19 and ticking. It's 20-6 Eunice in the lead. 3 receivers to the left, 1 out right. Lujan at quarterback. Still can't tell who that is behind him. It's number 7, which is Ethan Sandoval. Man, there goes Lujan. He fumbles.
He was stripped.
And Eunice picks
he was
it
stripped
up.
by 33.
Number 33, Brandon Trevino, strips the ball away from Lujan. And it skips into the hands. Was it Trevino that ended up with it?
He
just took it
tackled
away
him,
from
stripped him down. Yes, sir. But the thing is, our defense keeps doing their job, but the offense has to step up. This is the second time the defense has gotten the ball for the offense, and we must convert here.
So now we'll see if our offense can get something going. It's going to be 1st and 10 Eunice after the turnover.
Well, they're talking about it.
Ball looks like it's spotted about the 20.
No, they're talking about it.
So we got the officials having a discussion. It sounds like maybe they're thinking maybe it wasn't a turnover.
They're going to say he was down at first.
So it looked like the linesman from the other side is the one coming in saying they thought he was down. The one on this side and the main one were saying, no, it's a fumble.
Yeah, and that little paper's on the ground to say, yeah.
They're going to say it's Eunice ball. So the guy over there on the Eunice side, or on the Jal sideline, I'm sure he was getting an earful from the coaching staff, so he ran in and said he was down. He's like, hey, I got to do this, guys. Let's stand out here and act like we're talking about something, because them guys over there are going to whoop me. Have you seen the size of them coaches on the Jal side? So Eunice
That was a
is gonna
compliment,
have
guys.
it 1st and 10. Yes.
It was a compliment.
Ball at the 20, like those guys at Lubbock Christian that worked out the other day.
Oh, wow. That boy did a lot of squats, didn't he?
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pierce takes the snap. He's rolling left. He's looking down the field.
Oh, tuck
and
the ball.
he's going down. So Pierce gets sacked for a huge loss.
Wow. That looks like we're playing Lubbock Christian, too.
6:50 and ticking. And our offense, as great as they looked in the first quarter, as we were talking, has looked that bad in the second quarter.
And what's the word that we said all year? You got to be consistent, guys.
1 receiver to the left, 3 out here to the right. Pearson Tippett in the backfield.
And the crowd goes
They're calling
quiet.
the signs. Here comes the pass. Now they're going to run that little pitch inside play. And on 2nd and a long ways, we're going to call it 16. We pick up about 1. So it was a good.
You're
up the middle
generous, huh,
play.
by 1.
Yeah.
Change of pace, I guess, on the offense side. Let's go for a pass here.
So 3
We had-
receivers to the right,
It's a passing down. We have to pass here.
1 out to the left. Now we've got 4 receivers to the right, 1 out to the left. Here goes the snap. Pierce is rolling
Going out.
right. He's looking down the field. He's got
Just
a
throw it
man
up.
open. Oh, my
Oh,
goodness. It
went between
through
two players.
hands. It touched Thompson's hands. After it went through his hands, it hit Bitten's hands, and neither one of them caught it. Incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass. And number 63 on the sideline caught it.
So 3rd down and we'll call it 16, 15. Ball spotted about the 14-yard line. Oh, no, it's 4th down, huh?
I'll punt it. What do you think?
Oh, man, after that last scary.
But once again, they did not convert anything. They went backwards instead of forward, Coach.
Yeah, and now we're going to punt. And that last snap, I'm telling you, that last snap was 8, 9, 10 feet in the air over the punter's head.
And Woods, it's about as tall
Is
as
it-
Jonathan out there.
Is it Woods
Yes, sir.
doing this, the deep snapping?
No, movement on our line.
So there's flags all over the field. It's a false start on Eunice. They're going to move them back 5. So we went from 4th and 16 to now 4th and 21. If my math's good, and it probably isn't, but shout out to all my math teachers. 5:50 and ticking. Here goes the snap. It's a little better one this time. We get the kickoff.
It's a nice drive kick.
And they're thinking about picking it up, and it's going to roll all the way out almost to midfield, so it ends up being a really good kick.
That was pretty nice. You see how he did that? Instead of pinning it over, he just stepped on it. But he was there for position if that number 1 decided to pick it up.
So that's they're going to call it dead at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 Cardinals. 1st and 10 1st and 10 Panthers. Panthers will take over here.
It was a good punt kicking out of his own end zone.
Yeah, I agree.
It was low and a straight drive. It's hard to be up here, huh? Answering phones, fixing
Yeah.
everything, trying to find numbers.
Everybody wants to tell you something, and so it's like I've got like 17 unanswered messages from 17 different people. I got like 40 messages, but 5:37 remaining here.
We enjoy
Ball
it.
spotted at the. Oh, absolutely. So Lujan fakes one way, turns it back the other way. He's got some space here.
Tip
get
it and 24.
And 24 Jonathan Caballero knock him down, but not before he picks up a good, probably 5 yards.
That kid is fast.
Yes.
He's very fast.
Lujan's got some wheels. Once again, what we've practiced for all week is the option, and we're not seeing that here.
We're mostly quarterback sneak, quarterback
With
sneak,
carry
and
on
pass,
out,
pass,
it has
pass.
changed everything that this Panther team is doing. So 44, the ball spotted at the 44, 2nd, we'll call it 6.
As long as our defense can adapt, and so far they have.
3 receivers left, 1 out to the right. Snap to Lujan. They're headed the other direction. He cuts it up. He's got a 1st down and more. He's down inside the 35, down to, we'll call it the 33. Great run there by Lujan.
They're spreading our defense out very wide out there.
And then
And he's
just
making
trying
it
to
all
let
the way,
him
yeah.
find the gaps.
He's making all the way to the 2nd.
Yeah, their splits on their offensive linemen look like they're like 5 or 6 feet apart. And so when they snap it, he's just trying to run down the line and find a gap and cut up in that gap. It's 4 minutes and 38 seconds and ticking here in the first half. Eunice up 20-6. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Lujan in the backfield.
Once again, look at that.
There they go, the
Find that
exact
big
same
gap.
play.
Hawkins got him on that
Hawkins
one.
comes in, hits him from behind.
But after he got, 7 yards?
Yep. So that's going to make it second. Micah Tippett, Jerry Hawkins get in on that. That's going to make it second. I'm going to call it 4. 4 minutes, 10 seconds. Clock continues to tick.
It's
Ball
good.
at the 27.
It's good that Micah's making tackles, but he's a strong safety.
Yeah.
That guy's they're meeting midway,
Yeah, when your safety
making tackles.
is making the majority of your tackles, it gets a little scary. But, at this point we've been able to kind of keep things contained. We'll see if we can keep that going. 3:49 and ticking. 3 receivers to the right this time, 1 to the left. I would say they're coming this way. Here they come. Ovi's there. He contains them, but they cut back in the middle, and the crowd from Eunice pounces on them.
33-25.
33 is
13.
Trevino. 25 is Hawkins.
And our quarterback, number 18, Conager.
And Conager Pierce get in. He picks up about a yard there. So it's going to be third. I'm going to call it 4 still. Maybe a long 3. Well, now they moved it a little bit, so we'll say 3. 3rd and 3, ball spotted at the 26. After I said where it was at, then they slid that sucker over about a yard.
You don't announce, move it over about a foot.
Get me to sound like a goober up here, even more than I normally do.
That's
2
true.
receivers right, 2 to the left. Lujan in the backfield as the
get
QB.
set.
Here they go. They're going to run that
that
same play.
option.
This time they option it. He's got enough for the first down. He plows through there. And
But he was never set. The running back was not set.
and no call there,
call.
so it's going to be a first down. Ethan Sandoval with that carry. Good run there by Sandoval. 2:48 and ticking. They're going to move the chains. Ball spotted at about the 20, we'll say the 21.
This is their second first down on the series, huh?
Man, I think it's at least, it may be 3. So 3 receivers to the left, 1 out to the right.
It's going to option
Sandoval
again.
and Lujan.
He
jumps
juked.
around, fakes the pitch on
There's
and
a flag over
Hawkins.
here.
Yeah, so that was Hawkins. He put the do-si-do whoop-de-doo on out there on the side.
And one of our players is crawling out there.
I think that's Hawkins.
No, that's our quarterback.
Oh, that is Pierce. So Pierce is reaching around grabbing his leg, and he's stumbling out of the backfield back there.
I think he just got his breath knocked out.
As we mentioned earlier, we've got Pierce, our quarterback, this week. He's never done it before, at least not this year. We've got him playing nose guard. And so
He likes to hit people.
he does like to hit people. I just worry about him getting hurt. So with 2:20 remaining in the half, they penalized Jow this time. I don't know what that signal was. It looked like
I don't know who
I'm
waved
going
his
to
hand.
decline it. I don't know what that means. Don't land here if you're a flight traffic
Cardinal, I
controller. So 1st and 15 now. They've moved the ball all the way back to, we'll call it the 26. Jow hustles to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to the right, 1 out left. They spread us out. Man, they've got some huge splits. Almost seems like you could
They're
go
going to
through
run it
those
towards us.
gaps.
They're going to run it this way.
And here they go with the option this way. Ovi takes the quarterback. They pitch it out to the pitch man. He's got a little
Good
room.
job, 33.
Brandon
Trevino.
Trevino comes up and makes a tackle. And that's Sandoval that had the ball. He's slow getting up. In fact, he goes back to the ground.
They call it official timeout? Okay.
Looked like as Trevino came up, he grabbed his leg from behind and then kind of
Rolled him
rolled.
over.
And then he's kind of reaching for his knee and ankle area, and he's limping pretty good.
It was a legal tackle. It's just the way the
Kinda rolled
momentum,
with it.
yes.
Yeah. So that's Sandoval.
Does he have to come out for a play when they do that?
If they stop the clock, I think they do, which is what just happened. So they're going to send him to the side. It looked like number 18 came in for him. That's Isaiah Rodriguez for the Panthers. It's second. We'll call it 11. Ball spotted at the 22 on the left hash. 1:38 and ticking on the clock. Jow taking their time in the huddle. Got a lot of new faces out there.
A lot of new faces.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left. They're in the pistol formation. They're going to send one in motion over to the left. Maybe he wasn't in motion. Maybe he's just in the wrong place. Here goes the snap.
Let's pass all the
Lujan
way.
looking deep down the field. He's got a man, and they're
Oh,
going to
there's
throw
a
a
flag over here.
touchdown. That is a touchdown to Lujan. They called a flag back here at the back.
Probably
They
roughing
threw a
the passer.
flag, but it must have been on Eunice because
Roughing the
yeah,
passer.
so they called roughing the passer on the Cardinals but I'm sure they're going to. Okay, they're saying it's going to be assessed on the extra point. I don't know how that works, but anyway, I'm hearing all. I'm getting a learning. I'm getting learned right here on this dadgum football.
Well, the last guy that scored was Lujan, and the guy that was covering was number 14, Sean Stinson.
Yeah, so
He was beat. Just
yeah, I got. So Jow scores. It's 12-20. Jow's going to go for 2. There was a roughing the passer call, so they're going to enforce the penalty here on this extra point. So they're going to scoot the ball up all the way to about the 1.5-yard line.
there's a receiver here wide open by himself.
So here they go. They're going to snap it out. They're headed
Get him,
out to
Hawkins,
the right. Hawkins can't get there. Lujan gets in, and he scores.
Once
That's
they make that corner, they're gone.
20-14 with 1:11 remaining here in the first half. Jow gets on the board.
Do you see the intensity that Jow has now? Where's ours at over here on the Eunice side? We need to keep having that so we can keep scoring, man.
Yeah, we've got the lead, and we're walking around like a bunch of wet puppy dogs with they've got whooped, you know. Yeah, I agree. While we've got a second, we'll make sure we shout out some of these sponsors: Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, and I will make sure to shout out my man Brett Parker, my neighbor, and Parker Energy Services. He asked me earlier if they were on our sponsor list, and I don't have him on what they've given me, but he is on the little header for the broadcast.
Correct.
So I'm not sure if that might have been a mess up somewhere between me and them getting me the information. So if so, we apologize. The Parkers always do great things for us. So 1:11 remaining here in the half. It's 20-14.
You think a little onside kick, see if they can score one more time before the half?
Yeah, I hope they don't get that as a Cardinal fan and parent. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that would be huge for Jow here.
Get that momentum going into the halftime, come back out with it. And
So Jow's set up. They've got the ball set right in the middle of the field. They've got their kickoff team out there. Looks like Eunice has the hands team up, and they're going to kick it deep.
Let it go, let it go, let it go.
Oh, my goodness. That ball bounced around on the 5-yard line for 10 minutes. And we've got it coming out now. That's Mata, and he gets buried up about the 14-yard line.
It was a good kick. The ball bounced straight up and didn't go in the end zone. I was like, let it go, but it went straight up. But
yeah, so Jow with a great kick and an even better recovery or coverage there. Eunice going to take over 1st and 10. We're going to say the ball spotted at the 15. 1:06 remaining here in the half. Eunice up by 6, 20-14.
we need to score real quick.
Eunice comes out with 3 receivers out here on the right side. 1 over to the left. They're going to send another over there now. So they got 2 receivers left, 3 to the right. Pierce in the backfield by himself. Here comes the pass. He throws it down the field. He's got a man. Thompson catches this one, and he's all the way down to the 50-yard line.
Oh, really? You got to spot him at the 48-yard line.
And this same guy that can't keep up with the play is going to spot him back a yard farther back than what he was, but that's okay. So
Good job, Thompson, catching that ball.
10. Great catch there by Ashton Thompson. Under a minute to go in the half. They're running the clock. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right.
Everybody get set.
Here goes the snap. We got that same play going again. This time we throw it out to Benton. Benton's going to step ahead, and he steps out of bounds to stop the clock. He's inside the 45. I'll call it the 44-yard line.
And we can score from here. He has the arm.
48 seconds remaining. If we could keep these short passes going, we could do that. We got plenty of room and plenty of time, I think. Now, if we have a big play where we run a bunch of time off, then we might have to do something different.
Oh, that scrambling in the back?
Yeah, we can't
If it's
do
not
that.
there, throw it away, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 3 receivers to the left, 1 out here to the right. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. There's the snap. They're looking down the field.
Oh, fumble.
Oh, my goodness.
Let
And
it
he
roll
gets
out of bounds.
screamed, and the ball goes out of bounds. So Roger Carrion comes through the line
And hit
and just
Conager.
plowed Conager Pierce over. 42 seconds.
That was a blessing in disguise when that ball rolled out of bounds right there.
So they're going to say it's an incomplete pass. I guess his arm was moving forward. Good break there for the Cardinals. Stops the clock. 3rd down, and I'll call it 2. 42 seconds remain in the half. 3 receivers to the left, 1 out here to the right. Here goes the snap. Pierce is rolling left, and there's flags everywhere.
False start on the receiver.
That's going to be against Eunice.
1-4, I believe.
So they call the false start on the offense. 40 seconds remains here in the half.
Falling apart, Coach. We got 40 seconds, and it's what?
And now we're going backwards.
3rd and 9.
We had a couple plays there where we had the momentum going the right direction. Now we've went backwards, so it's 3rd and, yeah, we'll call it a long 8. Ball spotted about the 49-yard line. 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here's the snap,
Another
and
false
there goes
start.
the flag. They're going to call the exact same
On
thing
1-4.
on the exact same person.
Yeah. And can you not hear over there being on that side of the field with all the Jowl Panthers screaming? And
I don't know, but he needs to be looking in. Out. You know, I played wide receiver. If you're out there, you got to look in at the ball. You got to find you a gap in everybody's feet, arms, legs, whatever, and find the ball. You got to watch the ball. The only crazy thing about it is that's 2 false starts in a row, and we've ran 3-4 seconds off the clock. So if they're blowing the whistle before the snap, then those seconds should be back on the clock. But we're not putting any back there. We're getting hometowned here by our hometown. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 20-14.
Sorry for laughing,
3rd and a
Coach.
long ways. Here goes the snap. He's looking down the field. He's got to get rid of
And he
it.
gets
And he
sacked.
gets slammed down to the
We
turf.
lose another 6 yards. Let the time run out. We're making ourselves look bad. Timeout.
And we are going backwards here. We're down to 28 seconds. It's going to be 3rd down here. No, it's going to be 4th down. 4th down. Yeah, I just.
We had, sorry to interrupt you, but we had 2 good plays out of 6 plays just now.
Yeah, shout out to our sponsors, Redbird Gas, Zia Auto Shop, the City of Eunice, Cardinal Hardware, Eunice Public Schools, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Pump and Supply, and Devon Energy. Parker, my man, thank you guys. So we appreciate everybody out there listening. I get tons of messages from everybody saying that they're listening and whatnot, and we appreciate you guys. So Eunice, it's just kind of been a tale of 2 groups. When they get up to the line of scrimmage and things are smooth, they look pretty dang good. When they get up there and start scrambling and everything's looking rough and ugly, we look pretty rough.
That's an understatement. I've been saying that all night, man.
It's been that way all season, though. We can
Correct.
look really, really good for 4, 5, 6, 7 plays, and then with just some real, what I call bonehead-type mistakes. So here we go, 32 seconds. It's 4th down.
Another.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. We fake the ball, and then we chunk it down the field.
To nobody.
And Jowl is going to take over.
With 27 seconds left.
Eunice is going to turn the ball over with 27 seconds left.
On the what?
In Jowl territory. Yeah, so Jowl's going to take the ball inside Eunice territory. Ball's going to be spotted about the 44, now the 43. Jowl is sending their offense back out here onto the field. 27 seconds remain. I don't know timeouts. It doesn't look like either side has any timeouts left if those are right up on the board.
Billy's running the board. Who knows?
3 receivers to the left, 1
I'm
to the
joking, Billy.
right. Lujan in the backfield. Here goes the snap. He's looking
Don't pull it
pass
out.
all the way. There's
And
a
he's
hold.
open.
He's got a man, but he way overthrows him.
Kid got an arm.
Yeah, Lujan with a cannon. He shot that one to Hobbs.
That
Might
kid-
have stopped at the monument cutoff.
That kid, you can barely see over the offensive line. That kid got an arm.
You know, I have a tendency to keep an eye on Ovi out here, and he
They were
got
holding him.
wrapped up on the arm there as he was coming through. So give a shout out to my man Keith Clayton up in Lovington. Even the Lovington Wildcats are listening to this game, so I appreciate you guys listening up there. 20.5 seconds remain here in the half. Eunice up 20-14. Jowl comes to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Here's the snap. They're looking down the field long again. They throw it
Throw
up
it up
in the
right
air.
there.
We're going to
That's
have a
Q-tip it.
kickoff.
Oh,
my
Micah.
gosh, and we drop it. Woo. Woo. So we
The
had
sun got in his eyes, Coach. The sun got in his eyes.
we had an interception there. Didn't quite get it. And there was nobody within 20 yards of him. If he catches it with the speed of that young man, he's definitely going to get back across midfield.
He probably said, "Oh my, is this happening?" It's all by himself.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard the pep rally, but Pierce got up and talked about a dream he was having. I think Tippett was having a dream right there. 13 seconds remaining, 3rd and 10. Jow going to get another chance. 3 receivers are 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Luan in the gun. Here it goes.
Get him back.
Albee
he's out.
almost had him. He gets away. He's trying to get out of bounds. He fumbles the ball, but he fumbles it out of bounds with 6 seconds remaining. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line.
With 6 seconds. First down.
I would guess they got one shot, one play here.
If I was a betting man, I'm thinking they're going to go number 80.
Throw it down the field to him.
He's
Just
tall,
throw it
man.
up in the air.
Yep.
Yeah, and Andres Lujan can jump. He's a slam dunker on the basketball court for sure. He's a heck of a basketball player.
That'd be a good play to call.
Yeah.
That back corner.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. Eunice is spread out. Their defense has been all packed in there this whole game, and now they're in somewhat of a spread. Jow's going to have it 1st and 10. Ball spotted about the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. 6 seconds remaining in the half.
But the bad thing about this, if they score, if they
Here
don't.
goes the snap.
Kid him, Hawkins.
Oh, Hawkins almost has him in the backfield. Now we throw it deep. The ball's up in the air.
And what I tell you, he
it's
caught
going
it.
to be a touchdown. They threw
He
the
caught
jump
it.
ball to Andres Lujan. He catches it in the end zone for a touchdown, Panthers.
All this does, let them have the momentum going into halftime. And our
So Jow
20-20.
ties it up at the buzzer for the halftime. It is 20-20.
And we knew, we called it, Coach.
Yeah, they're going to throw it up over there in the corner.
And, well, I guess I'm speechless, right?
So that Eunice or Jow will set up to go for the extra point here. Looks like they're going to go for 2. They're going to run that little, I would guarantee you they're going to run that little quarterback where he just runs down the side.
And he's going to go to sticks on that
finds a
direction
gap.
and go behind 77.
So here we go right here. Here he
Yep.
goes down. He's looking for the gap. He pitches it out to Sandoval. They wrap him up 5 yards deep, and he won't get there.
He was
so we
hit
are going
by-
to go into halftime. Who made the stop?
53, Julius.
Julius Woods makes the stop. Nice tackle by Jules. That's going to make it 20-20 going into halftime. We expected a good game. We've got one. Eunice 20, Jow 20. We're going to send it back to the station let's go for 6 minutes. And a word from our sponsors. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal Football on the Knollmark Broadcast Network. Send it back to the station for 6 minutes.
You're clear.
Thank you. I'm going to set my timer and turn my stuff off over here on my end. I'll come back online in about 5 minutes.
Go ahead and meet you.
Yeah.
2 minutes. One minute. $30. $15. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Eunice Cardinal Stadium and one of the most anticipated football matchups of the season. As we mentioned earlier, tonight is huge. We have the Max Preps #1 ranked 2A football team in the state of New Mexico versus the Max Preps #2 2A football team in the state of New Mexico. What less than 1 point separate these two teams in the Max Preps rankings. It's also very close. In the coaches poll is exactly tied. So a heck of a close matchup. And we had a back and forth first half, and here we are at halftime, 20-20. My name is Jimmy Jones alongside Recindo Caballero and Charlie Fairbrush on the camera tonight.
Throw him out like that.
We'll throw him under the bus. Tonight's broadcast can be heard on KPZA 103.7. FM and Hobbs, as well as streamed live at HobbsAmerica.com. Click on the Cardinal or on the Eunice Sports YouTube page. As we get started, I've been getting a lot of different information from folks, and so I wanted to take a minute to try to answer a couple of questions that people sent out. I got word here from Mr. Eddie Pruitt. Mr. Eddie Pruitt is from JAL. He sent me a message saying that the CEO of Devon, who is one of the main sponsors here for Cardinal Athletics on our Nullmark Broadcast Network, is a graduate of JAL, and that he's a graduate of the class of 1975. I asked him what that name was, and I've got bubbles, so I'm assuming he's going to write me that name. But we definitely want to shout out to anyone, JAL, Eunice, wherever you're from, that helps make these broadcasts possible. While we've got a minute here at halftime, like I said, I had all kinds of pregame stuff. I had 20 minutes worth of talking to do in the pregame, and we had technical issues, so it kind of messed up all my good, funny stuff and my stats and all that stuff. I do want to go over some issues, though. I looked at the NMAA records, and as I was looking at those records, I noticed there's lots of Eunice JAL folks in the NMAA all-time football record books. Starting, the first one that I noticed was Brian Beckham. He had 37 touchdowns in the 1985 season, ranking him #8 all-time. Alexavier Carrion, the young man that was injured earlier in this game, is listed with having 395 yards rushing versus Texaco. That's #9 all-time. The gentleman's name I just got here from Devon is Rick Muncrief. He's the CEO of Devon, and he is a JAL graduate. Mr. Eddie Pruitt sent me that information. He's a 79 class of JAL, and said he's the same class as Steve Jeter from Eunice. and his brothers Eldon from the class of 77, Chris 78, and they won state in basketball that year in 77.
Wow,
They
basketball,
played
huh?
against Bruce Carver and those guys here from Eunice. So thank you, Mr. Pruitt, for getting us that information. We appreciate you. Continuing down the list here, Carrion is also listed as number 2 all-time with 8 touchdowns in a game versus Texaco. Carrion is also the number 3 touchdown rusher with 7 rushing TDs in a game. Eunice's Mason Caperton is listed number 7 all-time with 7 passing touchdowns in a game versus Hagerman in 2019. Caperton is also listed number 3 all-time with 129 passing touchdowns in his career. Caperton is number 5 all-time with 9,898 passing yards in his career. He's number 6 all-time with 51 passing TDs in a season. Eunice's Hayden Dean, my little cousin, shout out Hayden, is listed number 1 all-time in New Mexico with 5 receiving touchdowns in a game. That's number 1 all-time in New Mexico, and of course he's the Eunice all-time touchdown leader in a game. Dean is also tied at number 7 all-time with 20 touchdown receptions in a season in 2019. Shout out to Avante Stevens, a Eunice graduate, who's number 2 all-time in touchdown receptions in a season with 24. Stevens is also number 9 all-time with 33 touchdown receptions in a career. Giles Gavin Trevino is listed with 46 points scored in a game. That has him number 8 all-time. Trevino is 7 all-time with 7 TDs in a game. He's also number 8 all-time with 6 rushing TDs in a game, and number 10 all-time with 49 rushing touchdowns in a career, as well as number 10 on that same list with 28 in a season. Giles Brian Beckham is number 7 all-time with 232 points scored in a season. Tyler Almaguer sits number 8 all-time with 498 passing yards in a game. Giles Damian Soto is number 7 in tackles all-time. Kyle Wade Young is number 9 with 128 tackles in a season for Giles. Giles Thane Miller is the all-time interception leader in New Mexico. That's number 1 all-time, Giles Thane Miller with 34 interceptions. Eunice's Avante Stevens is number 6 all-time on that list. Some big names from Eunice: Lynn, Thompson, Gladden. I've seen some of the Gladdens are sending me messages. Thank you guys for listening. Contreras, Gaetan, Dean, Criswell, Harvey, Crowell, Parker, Pearson, Almaguer, Palmer, Jones, Montanez, Frank, Goober. I said Goober. Goober just popped into my brain. It's supposed to be Gruber. I'm sorry.
Gruber.
Not Goober.
Gruber.
No Grubers, Gruber. Patterson, Harlan, Hinman, Gonzalez, Santa Cruz, Hacker, Gaskins, Barteet, Stevens, Klaus, Charo, York, Carraza, Boyd, Lozano, Hendrickson, Fisher, Lee, Navarrete, Pearson, Connor, and I mentioned this name earlier, Jack Abenshaw, UNM Hall of Honor, 10 years in the CFL. I've also got Jerry Kelly, played D1 at Rice. Leroy Hinman, D1 at Wichita State, and then went on to play for the LA Rams. Those are Eunice names. On the Jowl side, I got to be honest with you, I didn't get as many of you Jowl folks reach out to me and give me some names, so I'm going to throw some out off the top of my head. Lujan, Cervantes, Pierce, Fouts, Aldridge, Vargas, Carrion, Salceda, Melanson, who went to the dark side and came over here now. His young man, the quarterback for one of them Melansons, is an 8th grader. They moved him up to varsity. I don't think he's dressed out today, but I look for big things from him. So thank you, Jow, for the Melansons. Ruiz, Navarrete, Dobbs, San Diego, Trevino, Myers, and then, of course, I got some info here that Kathy Whitworth, the PGA great, is from Jowl. And so, that's pretty interesting information. Keith Fletcher was another one that some folks from Jowl had sent me, and, mentioned the Fulfers and trying to think of some others. When I went to Australia and played football and played in the North-South All Game, we had people like Philip Pierce and Monty Myers and Tony Tavares some of those young men played with me, and you know, we hated each other during the regular year, but as soon as summer came and we went off to do that stuff, we were the best of friends. And so it's a rivalry. At the same time, you know, at the end of it, it's all respect. We're all southeastern New Mexico. Most of us oil field related in some form or fashion, hard-working blue-collar families that love the game of football.
That is correct.
So that's some of the numbers I wanted to go over. I'll probably get some other stuff here as we go. Got folks listening in Tulsa. We appreciate you guys getting some messages here saying that. My man Block A, Harvey, we appreciate you guys listening. And anyway, like I said, we got a lot of different people sending me messages. We thank you guys. Randy Gladden sent me a message saying Rick Moncrief. Maybe that's the name, I think, from Devin earlier that they were sending me. If so, I appreciate that, Randy, and that information. And
back to the game. It's 33 seconds and no teams are on the field yet.
You know, I've noticed, I've mentioned this before. I never seen this until just fairly recently, but Eunice stays in the thing until the horn goes off, and they've done this more and more. I'd never seen this until the last few years. But and then what they'll do is they'll sit back there and wait, and then they always put more time on the clock. Looks like we've got I can't tell if it's a helicopter or a plane, but
plane,
coming right over the top of the stadium here.
It's a plane. It's a plane.
He's going real slow right over the top of the stadium. Kind of cool, as long as we don't get a parachuter like that one with a ceiling fan strapped to his butt that we had up in Hot Springs. He had a little guy dressed in a fluorescent vest out in the middle of the field trying to direct him to land on the field, and he missed and landed back in the stadium after he almost took out the light bar.
I wonder if it's Nick Thompson up in the Cessna.
Got some other info. Cody Abel, Greg Fulfer, thank you guys for listening. We give you a shout out, so we appreciate you guys. And so, like I said, getting lots of information here. We got a lot of people interacting with us. Back to our sponsors, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply. Becky Nogelmeyer, in my lead-up, as I was talking about people like, you know, all these people, Eunice versus them, D-Bar versus this person, and all these different things. One of the ones I started to put on was – yeah, they're calling a penalty on Eunice already here during the warm-up, so kind of interesting. One of the things I was going to say was Becky Nogelmeyer. I started to put her versus somebody down in JAL just for the heck of it, you know, because I know she hangs out with some of those JAL folks over at the Texas Tech games. So shout out to Becky, one of our sponsors, Becky and Brandon Matthews and crew down at Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, the Whitmire family, Brett Parker, Parker Energy, and Bart Parker, Redbird. Eunice has already got a flag.
They're coming out nonchalant, Coach.
Here they come out onto the field. They're late getting out here, but we still got our siren, and we got loud music, so I guess we don't care about that 5-yard penalty.
He picked up the flag, so I don't know if he was practicing throwing the flag.
Well, we couldn't hear him over our cool run-in music, but he said it was going to be a 5-yard penalty enforced on the kickoff, but we couldn't hear him over our cool run-out music and fireworks and a siren and stuff.
And we're receiving the ball, correct?
I'm not sure. I mentioned the Frank boys. I just got another message here. I mentioned the Franks, Gage Guffey, Dylan Frank, Dustin Frank. Appreciate you guys. I mean, yeah, those are some great young men and some young men that played here that I really enjoyed watching. So thank you guys. Brett Gage, Terry Todd, some other names that people have sent me here. I appreciate you guys. So 29 seconds remain here at the halftime kickoff.
Giles already on the field. They're giving the ball, and Eunice is not even on the field yet.
Eunice still over here doing calisthenics. Like I said, we've done this for the last few years, and I had never seen it until a few years ago. But we usually stay back there in the whatever that's called, the field house. We sit back there until the horn goes off, and then we come out, and of course we always put 3 more minutes on the clock for ourselves. But this referee group didn't like that. They called a penalty. So
looks like he has a hands team out there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. So they've called a penalty on us. They're going to kick it instead of kicking from the 40, which is normally where they're kicking it. They're going to kick it from right in the eye of the Cardinal, right at the 45.
Our offense needs to get going this half, Coach.
Got to get something going here. Definitely do. So as we move into the third quarter, Jow's going to kick off to the Cardinals. Here comes the kick. It's a pooch right over toward the sideline, and it looks like Jow may have got it.
I thought he was out of bounds when the kid got the ball, but no. That's how we started off the half, the first quarter. So
they kicked the pooch. It looks like Jow's got it. I can't tell. From here, it looked like Jow got they kicked it right over toward the sidelines. The kid from Jow was running right down the sideline. He dove onto the ball. It is going to be Jow football. So there we go with another turnover for the Cardinals.
And there's no.
Doesn't look like the Cardinals have much energy.
Yeah, they're like flat-footed, like whatever.
So here we go. Jow takes over 1st and 10 after the little pooch onside kick. 3 receivers to the left. Here comes that same play. And they found a gap.
Who's he dragging? 25.
That's 25. That's the Hawk. Hawk hit him a yard deep in the backfield, wrapped him up, and then Lujan drug him 10 yards. It's going to be real close to a first down.
Real close. That's not the way we wanted to start our defense here at all.
So 2nd, and we're going to call it 6 inches again. Ball spotted at the 28. 11:40 and ticking. It's tie ball game here. Jow is driving it down our throats at this point after the squib kick that they recovered.
Real easy driving it. They're just walking down our throats.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Here comes the same play this side, I guess.
It's quiet.
Here's the snap. Here comes the same play. They pitch it this time. He's got some room around the left side. He's down, we'll call it the 23, and then the flag comes in late over here. Ovi Ontiveros is back here near where the flag was at.
It's going to be against Eunice, roughing the passer. Watch.
So I'm not real sure.
Ball at the 23-yard line, flag on the play.
He don't know what he's calling.
I don't think I don't think the umpire know, or the white hat, he don't have a clue what he's calling. He's like, I got a block below the waist on Tatum. That'll be a 23-yard penalty, first down Lovington.
Now he's going back to the other line judge. Okay, what do I do here? Do I pick it up? Do I wave it off?
I have no idea what he's calling. He called an illegal block below the waist after the quarterback had pitched the ball, and then he turned around, took his hat off, and walked back to the other side of the field.
But when he says after you pitched the ball, he barely let go of the ball. So what are we going to do here?
Yeah.
The ball's staying where it's at. No, he's picking it up, and he's walking forward.
I'm assuming what he's calling there is Ovi coming up and hitting the quarterback after he pitched the ball. They're running the option. You're
Correct.
supposed to hit the quarterback.
Not in his eyes. There you go. Go out there, coach. Let him know what's going on. Explain the rules to him.
Yeah, so the Eunice coaches are all the way out near the hash marks on the field. They're not liking the call. The flag came in way at the end. Ovi did hit the quarterback. Like I said, I have a tendency to, my eyes kind of go his direction. But he definitely came up and hit the quarterback, but he's up. They're running the option. He pitched it. They hit him. And I guess they're not liking it. So with that said, 11-13. It's a tie ball game here. It's going to be 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the
13-yard line.
Yeah, we'll call it the 13. Here they go with that same play over to the right side. They juke. They got some moves. Lujan's going. He gets knocked down by Ortega.
There you go. He got him by the leg, man, barely.
And he picks up about a yard.
I believe he was hurling him, right?
Yeah.
Hurdle.
Yeah, it looked like it to me. So that's going to make it 2nd and 9. Clock still ticking. 10:45. Jow back in the huddle. One thing Eunice hasn't seen much of this year is people getting in the huddle. Seems like everybody's quit doing that around here these days. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. It's 2nd and 9. Ball spotted. I'm going to call it the 13 again, maybe the 12. Here goes the snap. They're looking to pass this time. They got some pressure on the quarterback. He spins, heads down. He's going to be real close to a first down.
Nobody wrapped him up there. 23 or 33.
They had him 2 yards
Contained.
deep in the backfield. He was trying to pass the ball. They had him wrapped up.
And they're standing straight up, and he just ran right by him.
So that's going to – he picked up big yardage. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. Looks like the ball spotted. I'm going to call that the 5.
I concur.
Under 10 minutes and ticking. Jow has it, 3rd and 1. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left.
Throw it to that back pylon, I bet.
I think they're going to do that little run play. Oh,
Oh,
there's a false start. They were going to try to run the option.
If they throw a flag on that, he flopped big time.
So there
The play was dead.
They blew the play dead at the beginning. So
Conacher hit him over there, but the play was dead. If he gets this right.
So false start on Jow. So that'll scoot them back 5 yards. So that's going to make it 3rd, and it went from 3rd and 6 inches to 3rd and 6 yards.
6 yards, 6 inches.
That's right. It's all the same. 9:40 and ticking. 20-20 is the score here. Ball spotted about the 10.
And our crowd is quiet while the visiting stands are going crazy.
Sounds like they're booing.
Yes.
Like our fans are booing. I'm not real sure what they're booing about. 9:20 and ticking. 3 receivers to the left for Jow, 1 to the right. Lujan in the backfield. Eunice's offense looked a little confused there for a second. Here comes the option headed
Defense.
right. Oh, my
Oh.
gosh, he breaks the tackle. He runs right through Hawkins' tackle, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. Jacob Lujan, touchdown, Panthers.
He made that look easy. He looked like Deion Sanders out there, didn't he?
He ran right through
Hawkins' hands.
Hawkins' hands.
Hit him high. You got to hit him low, Hawk.
Yeah, and you gotta hang on, wrap up too. But Lujan's a heck of an athlete. He was able to shake and bake like that stuff you put on your chicken. But,
Pork chops, too.
That's right. You make pork chops with shake and bake. So Jow comes
free
to the
commercial.
line. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They're gonna set up to go for 2 here. Jow's up 26-20.
They're going behind 77, I bet.
Looks like we had some movement there, but they've reset. They fake over to this side. They're going to run it back over to Hawkins. Hawkins this time stays home and is able, with some help, to bring him down.
Number 2, Obi.
That's Ovi Ontiveros and Hawkins are able to take Lujan down that time. 9:06 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 26-20 in favor of the Panthers.
And they scored off an onside kick. Went down there, moved the ball down, scored.
Yeah, so we're going to have to do a little better job on our kickoff return group here, because Jow's about to kick it again. And what we did didn't work last time, so we have to do something a little different.
Not just that. Look at the sideline. They have no
energy.
They're flat. They're like they already gave up already. I don't know.
Well, and you look across the way, Jow, they had their whiteout game going this time. You got a lot of white folks over there. Well, I don't mean white folks. You got a lot of white shirts over there jumping around and clapping and excited. And, they're pumped. Their team's pumped. They're in the lead. We look flat at this point.
And I understand that the fans make the players feel the energy. But if the fans ain't feeling it, the players have to give the energy to the fans.
Yeah.
And they're just out there.
So here we go again. Jow getting ready to kick off. Only difference between this kickoff and the last one is it's 5 yards back, but that won't make a whole lot of difference. So 26-20, Jow in the lead.
The special team looks confused.
Yeah, they've went in and went out a couple times on the sides. Now we're spreading out wide. That big gap over there a while ago is where they kicked it to.
Correct. 24 pushed them all over that way. Hopefully they.
So here they go again. They're going to kick it long this time. They kick it over the head of Mata and into the end zone for the touchback.
I believe he touched that ball.
I sure thought he did too. And I don't know if that matters in high school. I don't know.
If you know out there, send us a text.
Yeah. If you know out there, that kickoff looked like it hit the hands of Mata and then went into the end zone. And as soon as it did, the white hat called a touchback. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think in college and the NFL, if it touches their hands, now they've got to try to run it out. Yeah, good call. Okay, all right. So I got the man, the myth, the legend, Lynn White sitting beside me, and then Mr. Patterson on the other side of him. He said that is the right call, so I'm going to agree because that man knows a lot more. He's learned more in the last 5 years, and I've probably learned my whole life. So here we go. 3 receivers to the right. Pierce is going to tuck and try to run some sort of lead
Go down,
play.
son. You'll get hurt.
He's got the whole Jow team wrapped up on him. They were rodeo dogging him like Renee Cervantes does down there in Jow.
Twisting him all sorts of ways.
8:50 and ticking. 26-20. Jow in the lead. Eunice hurries to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Pierce in the backfield. 2nd and 10. Ball spotted at the 20. They're looking deep down the field. You got to do something with it. You got to get rid of that ball, even if you got to chunk it at the feet of one of your receivers.
He's sitting there pumping, dancing, nothing's there, run.
Yep. And Roger Carrion gets there, and once he gets there, he got a, there's a bear hug, and then there's a burr hug.
Yeah, and
that was
is
a
a
burr
burr
hug
hug.
right there. 8:15 and ticking.
Loss of 5 yards, coach.
3rd and 15. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Here comes the snap. There's a lot of pressure. They're trying to run a little screen. Eunice is going to pick up some yardage.
That was George Ortega.
George Ortega picks up about 10, but we needed 15, 16.
We're going to punt it away.
So that's going to make it 4th and 5.
That's not a good way to start this quarter.
Not at all.
At all. Our defense stayed most of the last quarter on the field. They started off being on the field and now fixing to be out back on the field.
So the punt team's on the field. Looks like the ball spotted about the 26. Looks like there's some confusion out there on the field. Hawkins is now running onto the field late. There's still some confusion out there on the Cardinals. They don't look like they're – okay, now they're ready. They snap it. It's a good snap. We get a kick. The kick doesn't look like it goes anywhere.
Don't let it go back the other way, guys.
So they're going to – I mean, the punt looks like it netted to me about maybe 10 yards by the time it went up in the air and then skipped down the field a little bit.
You're generous. But
So,
yes, it's 10 yards.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and 10 Panthers again at the 37-yard line deep in Cardinal territory. Not a good setup here for Eunice.
No, it's not.
So Jow, 1st and 10. Looks like the ball spotted, I'm going to call it the 34. 7:06 remaining here in the 3rd. Here comes that same setup. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Lujan in the backfield. I'm looking for that same thing. Here he comes. He tucks it this time. They run that option, and if you'll watch, they're running it almost every time to the side of Hawkins. They figured out that that's where they're going to attack. Hawkins is going to have to he's going to have to get in there and get hard-nosed on it for sure.
And hit somebody. That way they can throw a flag on them.
6:50 and ticking, 26-20. Jow in the lead. They pick up about 1 yard there on that option play. It's 2nd and 9. Ball spotted at the 30. We'll call it the 33. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Here comes the same play again. Here it comes. They're going to run that option right over here. There's nobody out there for the option man. Number 1, Kevin Garcia, comes up and puts a heck of a hit on the runner.
But after the first down.
Yep, they pick up a 1st down.
They're stacking that opposite side and running this way and making the 9-8 yard runs.
Yeah, it's so they're on the left hash this time. So Eunice, the clock's ticking. It's 6:10 and counting. They've got that same setup again, so I'm going to look for the same play again.
He's going to go to Hawkins' side, Obi side.
Yeah, because that's the wide side this time. There they go. They're headed toward Ovi this time. They cut up straight up the middle, and he's going to pick up a good 5 yards. They ran the option to the right that time, which is the opposite side. Ovi stepped up on the line of scrimmage, and when he did, he shot up in that 2 gap or whatever you call it, right on the right-hand side of the center.
A couple of spin moves got an extra 3 yards out of it.
Yep. So the ball spotted at the 20, 2nd, and we'll call it 6.5. under 5:30 and ticking.
Does our defense look tired or are they a little confused?
Lujan's making them look pretty dang tired. Here we go, and we're in that same setup again. I'm looking for the same play. Now they're going to pass it this time. They're looking down the field, and they throw and catch. Touchdown to the same gentleman from earlier. That's Andres Lujan.
Wow. Wow.
32-20. The last 2 touchdowns have been scored in the air for the Panthers. And coming into this game, part of my pregame, Jow had only passed the ball 10 times all season coming in tonight. With the injury of Carrion and moving Lujan back there, it has completely opened up their offense to this passing game. Eunice isn't ready for it. So here they go for the 2-point conversion. They run the exact same play. Eunice is going to stop him. So he's not going to get in. It's going to be 32-20. Eunice trails. 5 minutes remaining in the third. We're going to send it back to the station for 30 seconds and a word from our sponsors.
You're clear.
I got a text saying that Coach P always said he played for the Oilers, the Houston Oilers. Coach Patterson?
Really?
Pat Patterson.
Okay. I'll mention that when we come back off the
10 seconds.
radio, or get back on the radio.
We need him on the field tonight.
Yeah, we
5.
need some Oilers.
3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, where Jow has taken a 12-point lead on the Eunice Cardinals. Number 1 versus number 2, number 1 versus number 1, depending on which polls you're looking at. Jow is in the lead by 12. 5:08 remaining in the third. Got a message from Yuli Lozano, a great player, who says that Coach Patterson, Coach P, that he played professional football. So I wasn't aware of that. I know Coach P and Coach Patterson, great man. If Yuli says it, I believe it. So 5:08 remaining in the third.
Ulysses Anguiano.
Oh, is that Angano? I thought it was
Lozano. It's Anguiano.
Okay, that's the Angano. So wrong. That wasn't the other Yuli. That was the wrong Yuli. So both good Yulis, but the wrong Yuli.
Yes.
All right, so here comes Jow to kick off again. They have gave us a steady mix of onside kicks and kicking it deep. Here goes the deep.
A nice. Come up on it, son. Wow.
Woo. Man, that ball skipped right down the sideline.
All to the 1 yard line, but luckily it went out of bounds.
We all stood there and watched that ball skipping, and granted, we've got kind of a bad angle here, but it looked really scary there for a second, and finally it goes out of bounds and the officials throw their flags, but it was close, and it was going to stop about the 1 yard line.
And keep in mind, Jow's playing out without their starting quarterback, and they came back from behind, and now they're leading.
Yeah, Eunice was up 20-6, and
Everything was
Jow
looking good for Eunice.
has went on this run,
And
just
has not stopped.
completely tearing them up. 20-32 now. Eunice hadn't scored, I don't think, since the first quarter.
Our offense has not done nothing since the first quarter.
So here goes Eunice, 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 35. Here goes the handoff up the middle. I mentioned this earlier. Tippett still on his feet. He's got some space. He's being chased by the big man. He's
Look
got
at that
some
block.
space. He's still in space.
Oh,
my
come
gosh,
on.
this guy's going to throw a flag.
That was
all
a
the way
legal
into
play.
The touchdown. He's all the way into the end zone for a touchdown, but the little chunky guy that was behind the ball that's been running behind it the whole time throws a flag.
Heavy set guy, not chunky, heavy set. He couldn't even see from where he was running from.
4:56
Why would he do
remaining
that?
in the third.
He was pushing him the whole way.
Wow, and that's the same guy over here
Yes.
that I mentioned gave us one call in the first half. 4:56 on the clock. That's going to bring the run back. And wow, so 20-32, Jow in the lead. That's going to bring the run back. Still a big pickup. It's going to be 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 28. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, full house backfield.
Movement
We're
on
going to
5.
run it up the middle, and we don't get much space there. We might fall ahead for 1 yard.
But it's the healthy guys who want to spot us 2 yards back from the original line. But the thing is, Mr. Jones, our history repeats. We make good positive yards, but then we'll have 5 negative yards.
Yeah. So 2nd and 9. Ball spotted about the 27. Ball spotted at the 27. Under 4:30 and ticking. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Got that little full house backfield from the shotgun. Kind of a pistol back with a slot back there with him. Here goes Pierce. He's going to tuck it and run. He's got some space.
Now that was a holding on.
Run.
North and south, son.
Yes.
Now that was a holding on one of our players. I seen that from here, but nobody threw a flag on that one.
Yeah, I didn't see a flag that time, but it looked like we had some holders out front, but I'll take it. 4:07. That's going to be a first down. A great run there by Pierce. I would have liked to have seen him tuck it and go there at the end, but he bobbed and weaved and gets a first down. Jal's not liking things. They're going to call a timeout now because Eunice has went back to that running game. I hate to say I told you so, but I mentioned this during that second quarter when we had went to just throwing it every single play. In the first quarter, we had a good mix. We kind of had them on their heels, and then we went to just straight throwing it every single play, and now I like to see us, even if we don't get big yardage, if we'll just do that, it keeps those defensive linemen and linebackers in. And keeps those folks from getting out and helping on the side.
And it keeps the game balanced. That way we can keep moving the ball.
Sometimes my mouth says things. I apologize if I say things that I shouldn't, but I apologize. Sometimes I just get to talking up here like we're having a conversation. So anyway, so we got a timeout here for the Panthers. It's 1st and 10. Ball's going to be spotted about the 15. I meant he liked chunky soup. I didn't mean he was chunky. I meant he liked that chunky.
He's healthy.
Campbell's chunky
not
soup.
as we got to be political. He's healthy. I mean, he's a strong young man out there doing his best, and we appreciate him coming all the way out here to Eunice.
4:07 on the clock for the third quarter. 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here goes the snap. Pierce rolling left. He's going to throw it back.
It's a screen pass.
It's a screen to Tippett. Tippett's got some space, and he's in for the touchdown. Cardinals. Micah Tippett scores on the screen.
He did a good job reaching up and catching that ball because he overthrew him, and Micah did an amazing job at reaching up and catching that ball.
Great catch by Tippett and a great run after the catch for the touchdown.
Correct.
It's now 26-32. Eunice trails here by 6 with 4 minutes remaining in the third, and it looks like the Cardinals are a little bit confused again, but it looks like they're going to go for the kick here for the point after touchdown. So they're getting out there. They were a little late getting out there. They had the offensive team on there. So here goes the kick. This could be a big one. It's a good snap. It's down, and it is not even close.
That's 0 for 3, Coach, on kicks tonight.
32-26. No good. Eunice trails by 6.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there. I believe I would have gone for 2, but I'm not a coach. So.
Yeah, so I've got a couple of people telling me that when we went to commercial earlier, our mics are still on. Just wanted to let everybody know that we are streaming and doing the thing at the same time. So it's so we understand that our mics are going. We try to be careful what we say during timeouts. With that said, we want to thank our sponsors, Devon Energy, Steve Almager, Jared Armstrong, Bryce Jenkins, Ryan Dean, Mr. Ornales. Those are the ones I usually say thank you to. But, yeah, we definitely appreciate those descendants from JAL that are the CEOs as well. Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews and crew. Eunice Health Clinic, Leanne Reeves, Brian Nicky, Elmer Romero, Aaron Yachty, all the gang. Dwayne Haynes and the Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, City of Eunice, Zia Auto, Redbird Gas, and Parker Energy. Thank you guys for all you do. 4 minutes remaining in the third. Eunice crawls back within 6, and they're going to kick it off here.
Would you do those? Onside kick or go deep? Because if you go deep, they're going to do that whole reverse thing.
I think you'd at least try this little pooch thing. It's worked for us once.
But
if
our
not, they get
defense
the
has
ball.
not showed up the second half.
We'll see what happens. Here it comes. Here comes the pooch.
Get there, guys. Get there.
They call it a fair catch, so you won't be able to hit them this time. They'll have it inside the 40. We'll call it the 39. Jal will take over with under 4 minutes to go. They'll have the ball 1st and 10.
So now here on the defensive side, we have to get it together and close those ends up, man, and make some good, secure tackles. Wrap them up. Hold them for somebody to come help you, and then put them down.
Yep.
We just got to have that confidence back because it's a good defense that we have. We just cannot contain on that option.
So
kinda
Jow
heartbreaking.
comes out of the huddle. They're going to walk up to the line of scrimmage. Ball at the 39. Eunice back in their defense. It looks like they're discombobulated again. They're sending somebody out onto the field late. Here comes that little option thing to the right again. Eunice is there this time.
There's a gang tackle right there.
That's number 72, Antonio Granados,
Antonio Granados.
along with Trevino. And I couldn't tell. I
believe it
think
was
that's
Hawkins.
Hawkins. Yeah, so Hawk gets in there. So it's going to be 2nd and 9. Ball spotted right at the 40-yard line. The crowds from both sides are getting rowdy.
They're getting real
Eunice
rowdy.
is finally getting some noise over here on their side. They sounded like they were at the library earlier, but they have come to life over here on this side. 3:24 and ticking. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. I looked for that same little play, some option. Here it comes to the left. Ovi stops the quarterback.
And
Then
he
the
gets him
pitch
from
man
behind.
goes, and Ovi chases him down and makes the tackle from behind. He has some help from Kevin Garcia.
Kevin Garcia. And you see on Obi right there, he didn't dive at the quarterback. He has to change his whole game plan now attacking.
Yeah, it's I think that time, what I was always taught and what I've told Ovi all week is I'm like, if you're the defensive end and the quarterback comes your way on the option, I don't care if he pitches it or not, you smack him. That's what a defensive end's supposed to do. But they flagged him for it already. So that time he stayed in front of him until he pitched it, and then he chased the pitch man down himself. So they pick up about 3. It's going to be 3rd and 6. Jow has the ball. We're going to call it the 43. They're in that same formation. Jow didn't like what they saw. They call a timeout with 2:30 remaining in the
And
third.
there's our defense I've been talking about all year. Show up. I'd like to send a shout-out to Angel Orozco. He says, say hi to me, carnal. So
Also, Fernando Cerna sent me a message earlier, so shout out to Fernando. Thank you guys very much.
I got one as well, but yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to get on here one way or the other, huh? Hey, shout out to those sponsors. Thank you guys. Eunice Pump and Supply, Devon Energy, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, Parker Energy. Thank you guys. Brett Parker, if you're sitting on the lake down there at that little dock with that little hole in it, what do they call that, little crappie setup that they got, and you're fishing and listening to this broadcast, I hope like Jaws comes up and grabs your foot and pulls you down in the water, because that just ain't fair. So anyway, so here we go. Both teams are walking back out on the field ready to go. Jow's got the ball, 3rd down. This is a huge play. Probably so far maybe the biggest play other than that to end the half play earlier. 3 receivers to the right for Jow, 1 to the left. Lujan in the backfield in the pistol formation, 3rd, and we'll call it 6. Here comes the snap. They're rolling right. Looks like it's a run all the way. Here's Ovi. Ovi wraps him up in the backfield and takes him down. Ovi Ontiveros with a great tackle.
See, there's confusion here because the guy back there is saying, I don't know. I don't know.
So you had 2 different linesmen. You got 1 linesman on the Jow side, 1 over here on our side, which seems to be
a whole yard's difference.
Yeah, I think he's going to pull his shirt off in a minute, rip it open, and he's going to have a big J on his chest in like blue and gold. But anyway, he spots it like a yard different than the other guy does, and then they finally just agree to meet in the middle.
But that ball should have been dead because his knee touched the ground when he was back there dancing. So I don't.
So Roger Carrion, the D1. Boise State commit is back there. He's going to punt it again. If this punt, he still booms it. Good Lord.
And he got a Jow hop.
It
Going all the way down to what?
It's going all the way down inside the 15-yard line. They're going to touch it down about the 14. So a huge punt by a huge gentleman. 1:35 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Eunice is going to have the ball with a long ways to go here.
And talking about those Cardinals kids, they're very good kids, man. They're polite every time I speak to them. I was Billy looking at us. What we do wrong?
We mentioned it. We got the mayor over here looking over our shoulder.
Is that door locked?
I don't know, but if it is, put the little chain lock on that sucker too, so he can't get in here and disrupt us.
If he's over here, who's running the clock?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You better get back over to that clock and do some announcing and quit worrying about what we're doing over here on the radio there, Mayor. Anyway, Eunice is going to have the ball, 1st and 10. Ball spotted about the Brett Parker is fishing. He's sending me messages. That ain't cool at all, Brett. 135. Eunice has got the ball. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Pearson, Tippett in the backfield. They're going to hand it up the middle to Tippett. He's got a little bit of room. The room closed up real quick. He picked up about a yard.
But his blocker, 54, was running too slow for him. He had to push him out of the way.
Yep. Clock's still ticking, 120 and ticking. Second, we're going to call it 8. Looks like the ball spotted now about the 16-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, that little full house backfield they got going. They're going to hand it to Tippett, and
it just collapsed on him.
Yeah, man, they were in the backfield. Jow was in the backfield before he even got it handed off that time.
We need to start doing something different there on those. So a little bit of play action or something roll out.
Yep.
We made it back to the scrimmage line, right?
So, yeah, the original line of scrimmage. So we went back about 3 yards. In fact, 3 yards and 6 inches.
So is that a positive yards?
No, that's definitely not positive. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield, Pearson the shotgun. Here's the snap. He's looking down the field. He's got some room. He's going to run. He's going to be close to a first down. If he gets, he breaks free. He's to the 40, the 50, the 40, the 35,
Look
40.
At the, he's going to
run, chasing him down. Go, go, go. He's in. He rides him into the end zone like a rented mule. Touchdown, Eunice Cardinals. Woo!
That was impressive on that line, Judge. You see him? He was keeping up with them.
Man, the line judge on that side ran with him step for step. He looked like that Facebook post I've seen of the guy smoking everybody. Now, the line judge on this side stopped and got some Campbell's soup along the way, but he was gone for the touchdown. It's 32 all here in Eunice Cardinal Stadium.
Was it Chunky Campbell's soup?
Chunky Campbell's soup.
Okay.
Touchdown, Eunice, 32-32. And it looks like they're going to spot the ball on the left hash.
We're going for 2? Yes, that's a smart thing to do.
I'm assuming that's what we're going to do here. Tie ball game. The kicking game just hadn't been there for us tonight. 18 seconds remaining in the third.
Moves. Everybody stay
4
set.
receivers to the right. Here comes the rollout. And the ball falls to the red grass. And it is 32-32. 18 seconds remaining here in the third, and what a game we have.
Yes, it's a heavyweight fight, man.
Yeah,
blow after blow.
We talked about how this series through the years has been kind of a series of runs. We've won 14 in a row here at Eunice. Before that, Jow had won 6 in a row. If you look through history, it's been like that. 3 or 4 for Jow, 4 or 5 for Eunice, 5 or 6 for Jow, 10 for Eunice. It's just been that way. Today's football game kind of mimics that. They score a couple times, and then we score a couple times. And so 32-32, 18.5 seconds remaining on the third quarter here.
I'll have to get a shout-out to Cruz Ortega. That's George Ortega's uncle.
You know, is it?
That's a legend within himself.
Talking about it. Man, that is a legend. He was a street ball legend back in the day. Man, the guy – I was just telling my wife the other day that I thought maybe he was related to them. I was asking her, and I was like, you know, the guy could play some hoops back in the day.
That's where they get their talent from.
Especially if you were out here playing on the asphalt in front of the little short goals.
I beat him once in my career in the street balling. By 1 point, but I beat him.
All right, so here we go. Eunice gets ready to kick off. They're kicking from the right hash. They're kicking toward Jow, the city of Jow. They kick that little pooch. Eunice fields it cleanly. And Jow fields it cleanly at about the 40. They advance it up to about the 48 before Eunice tackles them. So Jow's going to take over. I can't get my Eunices and my Jows right. Jow's going to take over with good field position here about the 48-yard line.
A lot of action in this third quarter. Hopefully we can carry it over to the fourth quarter.
Well, if it's anything like the first half, we had a lot of action in the first quarter, and then the second quarter we didn't have much until right at the end when Jow put up a couple scores.
That they did put a couple of scores up. Anyways, let's play some defense, guys.
32-32. Jow walks to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 48 of their own side. So they've got 52 yards to go to get to pay dirt. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Here comes that same play, I would guess. Yep. Oh, no, they're going to run a little cutback out of it.
That's holding over here on Obi.
Man, they had Obi by the shirt, which that's that big carry-on Roger. He was driving him and pushing him. Kind of looked like he stretched his shirt out there a couple times, but he's also I mean, he's a big, strong guy. He got hands that probably get stuck in the jersey. Who knows?
My due respect for 77. He's a good player.
He's a large gentleman, too. So it was he's going to pick up about 9 yards. That's going to make it 2nd and 1. And we are going to move into the 4th quarter. Through 3 quarters, you've got the number 1 team in Max Preps, number 2 team in Max Preps, number 1 both teams in the coaches poll. And here we are tied up with 1 quarter to go in what is probably, at least for sure to this point, the most important game of the season.
That goes and shows you the coaches are right because the score is tied.
Yeah, the coaches poll is pretty dang right on at this point. Shout out to some sponsors again: Devon Energy, Brett Parker, Parker Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas. Thank you guys for all you do. We couldn't bring these broadcasts to you guys or to everyone without you. We've got a lot of people in other states even listening to this broadcast, and we thank you guys. Some of you send us some messages on Facebook. I don't get on there and check it too often, but I got my man Ivan Zamora saying he's listening, and man, we appreciate you listening. Ivan was a good one in his day. So anyway, we're moving forward here. Eunice throwing it deep. Jal throwing it deep. I mean, they had Lujan, but some pretty good defense that time by Stinson.
Was it defense? Yeah, he did pretty good there.
Yeah, he kept the ball out of the hands of the receiver,
Number
Lujan.
80. That 80 scored on us 2 times already on that same play.
Yeah, they've thrown it
Good
up
job,
to him a couple times,
Sean.
and so that was a big play there for the Cardinals. So 11:53 remaining in the game. It's a tie ball game. 3rd, and we'll kind of call it 6 inches again.
You got a lot of people standing on the rail over there watching the game.
Yeah, they've all moved down to the rail. I've never seen that here at Cardinal Stadium. So here they go. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. I'm looking for that little option thing back this side this time. You got carry on over there. Here it comes. Here comes the option this way.
Wrap him
in
up.
the backfield, they've got him wrapped up, and they take him down for a loss. That was Antonio Granados.
And he's limping. He's been limping all night on that ankle. He hurt that in the first quarter.
Yep. So Granados limping pretty good, but he makes the stop. That's a huge loss for Jal. I say a huge loss, about 3 yards. So they went from 3rd and 6 inches to 4th, and I'm going to call it either a long 3 or a short 4.
4 and 6 inches.
Yeah, there you go. 4 and 6 inches. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line.
They're going for it.
Jal's going to go for it. Another huge play. Excuse me. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. I don't know how they could not run it right here behind the big man.
Oh, they're going to go
the opposite way. They're going to go the other way. They've got some space
close
over there.
Oh, good job.
Ovi Ontiveros, and who's the other
George
one?
Ortega.
George Ortega with a huge stop. Ovi and George tag team in the backfield for a huge loss. Eunice takes over on downs.
That's beautiful how they play their spot, came in and just they're monsters out there, man.
Yeah, did a great job right there from Ontiveros.
And Ortega.
His uncle cheering him on. That looked like his uncle back in the day on the street ball courts. 10:53 remaining in the game. Eunice's offense steps out on the field. Ball spotted at the 47. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. Low snap. He's going to go up the middle. He had a little space. They took his legs out, but I think he's going to pick up a good 3.
That ball should have been dead because his knee came down when he got the ball. But
yeah, they should have blown him dead 3 yards in the backfield, but I'm glad they didn't. This guy was eating his chunky soup and missed that one, which is all right. So we'll call it 2nd and 7, maybe long 6. 2 receivers to the left. Looks like 1 to the right. We've got that little pistol with a slot back in the backfield, quarterback in the shotgun.
You got George and Tippett back there, Ortega and Tippett back there.
So here goes the snap. They're going to hand it to Tippett. He gets hit in the backfield by number 40. That is, I don't have.
Yeah, that was number 80.
Oh, 80?
80 or 60?
No. 60 maybe. 60, Trent Butts. I don't know if that was Trent Butts or not, but if it was, he knocked us on our butts back in the backfield. That's going to make it 3rd and 9. Ball spotted about the 46-yard line in the Cardinals
call a
we'll
timeout.
take a timeout. Let's send it back to the station for 30 seconds and a word from our sponsors.
You're clear.
All right. For those of you listening online, we know that you can still hear us. Like I said, when we broadcast through the radio and through the live stream, you get to hear the behind-the-scenes stuff that's going on during the radio broadcast. Thank our sponsors, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, and, of course, want to thank Parker Energy. Thank you guys for all you do for us. Once again, I want to shout out to my man Lynn White sitting next to us here. I have been on the Lea County Sports Hall of Fame, the Lea County Museum, for the last probably year, trying to get that young man right there inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame. I think he deserves it.
I concur with you. I think she said 2 seconds.
Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice Cardinal Stadium. 9:55 remaining in the game. It's tied. Eunice has the ball third, and we're going to call it 9. Ball spotted at the 46. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Full house backfield. Here we're looking down the field.
He's hit as he threw.
Oh, and a great play there by number 1, Lujan. Jacob Lujan dives in and knocks that pass away before Stinson can get it. Just got a hand on it enough to keep Stinson from carrying it in, and that would have been the first down, but unfortunately for the Cardinals, it's now a turnover on downs.
And that kid came back like 20 yards from back and dove and got that ball.
He was moving for sure. Oh, so now it's 4th down.
I thought the last one. Okay.
I did too. So we get 2 4th downs. We like that. That's how we roll here in Eunice. We'll give ourselves 2 4th downs. So 4th and
He's
9.
joking, guys.
Eunice is now in the punt formation. And there's a punt. It looks like a good punt.
You call it for the catch. Hit him. Get out there.
We had him way back
Way
there.
back
He gets
there.
away. He's all the way back out to the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. That was Tippett that had him, huh?
Uh-huh.
So Tippett just couldn't quite bring him down back there at about the 10-yard line. Who was that for? Was that Lujan?
Yes.
Jacob Lujan running for the Panthers. He has a good – he takes it from inside the 10, maybe the 6, and he runs all the way back out to the 20 – we'll call it the 27, and he was brought down there by Jonathan Caballero.
They said it's menudo, not chunky soup out there by Freddie
okay.
Anguiano.
I got you. 9:37 remaining here in the game. It's a tie ball game. Giles got the ball. 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Here comes the same set. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
He's starting to cut back in now instead of come all the way to the corner.
Yes. So you got the option or the pass. He fakes the pass and then cuts up the middle. The group closes in on him pretty good.
52 and 33, Julius and Jorge Ontiveros.
So Jorge Ontiveros gets his name called for the night. Julius Woods gets in there. They both grab a different shoelace on opposite sides of that young man's body and pull him to the ground, but not before he picks up a good 3. Ball spotted at the 30, 2nd down and 7. Jow walks to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. It's that same set again. The pistol back in the backfield. Lujan at the quarterback. Here they come with that little lead again, right up the middle. He's got some space. He's juking him, and the ball's on the ground, and the Cardinals have recovered. Lujan fumbles. Eunice recovers. And who is that? Is that Hawk?
Yes,
Hawkins redeemed himself from some struggles in the first half. He recovers the fumble. 8:49 remaining here in the game. Hawk with a big recovery.
And he comes out the field like nothing happened, hands the ball to the ref, and he go, I'm off the field.
Yep. So good job there by Hawkins. While his dad's out arresting thieves, he's out thieving on the field here.
You're going to have to arrest him after the game.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. That little, I don't know what you call that, a pistol with a slot back in the backfield. They fake the pitch, roll left. They're looking down the field, and he overthrows him. That's one of the few overthrows as far as like in that situation for Pierce. So,
I would say that's the first one tonight.
Yeah. So 2nd and 10, ball just a little out of the reach of the receiver.
We got to complete at least we got to get a first down here so we can keep the ball moving.
Ball spotted right about the 45-yard line. Give a shout out to my fam. I got Jada and Chloe back home listening. Looks like Jace and probably Isla Wayne too. So shout out to you guys. Here goes Eunice. Oh my goodness, that's number 10. and he's going to jump out there on the end.
I bet you the ball was going to him.
So that'll scoot us back, and we'll go from 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 15. We are shooting ourselves in the foot over and over and over.
I bet you Coach Jackson makes him run Monday.
I'm sorry, Coach Jackson. Woo, you better do something about it. 8:44 remaining in the game, 32-32. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Oh my
ball's
goodness.
tipped in the air. The ball's dead.
And that they tipped the ball in the backfield. It flies into the air. I thought we might have an interception for a second, but it hits the turf. That's going to make it 3rd and 15.
So we know it's going to be a pass play.
Yeah, I don't see that we have any other options here. 3rd and 15. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ball spotted at the 50-yard line. We're right at midfield. 8:40 on the clock. Nobody in the backfield but
bad
Pierce.
snap.
And
Sidearms
we throw it through the defense, and we pick up about 2. So we get nothing out of that. And Ortega was down. Is he getting up? Yeah, he's limping, though, pretty good. So George Ortega's limping to the side. Ball's spotted inside Jow territory. We look like we're a little discombobulated again. There goes the punt team. 8:05 and ticking. I'm guessing we're just going to take the penalty here because we walked our punt team way, way late.
It's not a good sign. Ortega over here on the ground.
No, Ortega's down over here on the side. Not good for the Cardinals.
Oh,
nice
that's a
punt.
beautiful punt.
Nice
Get down there,
punt.
tip it. Hit him. Hit him. Oh, wow.
Oh, man. And Lujan is to the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35.
Kevin wrapped him up.
Kevin Garcia comes in and takes him down. Man, Lujan can go when he catches
those. He juked that first player with, I think it was number 9.
Yeah.
Juked him out of his shoes.
Yeah, that was Tippett.
Juked him out of shoes, got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, almost 25 yards there.
So 7:34 remain here in the game. It's a tie ball game, 32-32. Jow takes over 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 38.
In the 4th quarter.
Whew. It is this is
a nail biter, huh?
Yeah, a heart attack game. The cardiac Cardinals, if we've called them a couple times this year. Jow comes to the line of scrimmage in the same set. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Pistol back in the backfield with Lujan. They're going to run that option out to this side.
They got him stopped in back.
We had him in the backfield. That was Hawkins.
He just slipped out of Hawkins' hands.
He had him 6 yards deep in the backfield, and he ran through him.
He needs to do some hand exercises.
Yeah, so the people down in front of me are yelling, "Come on, Ovi," but that wasn't Ovi.
It's 2-5, people.
So they had the wrong guy there. So 7:13 remaining here.
He swole up like a rooster. What you talking about, Willis?
So 2nd down and about 11. Ball spotted at the 37. 3 receivers to the right. 1 out left, same formation.
Yeah, same formation. Just call it same formation.
Pistol back. Here they go. They fake it and head straight up the middle. Eunice makes a good tackle there. That is
4th.
That's
Coburn?
Coburn.
Number 4?
Yeah, I want to say Rance Coburn, but that's Brady Coburn. Yeah, Rance is daddy. Or Rance is the daddy. Rance was a good ball player in his day for the Cardinals. Was a state champion in his day for the Eunice Cardinals.
So the Eunice Cardinals.
So Brady there with a nice open field tackle in the middle. They pick up about 5, but they needed about 15.
His sister was a state champion as well in track.
Yes. So 3rd down and 7. Ball spotted at the 42. This is a different formation. Oh, no, it's not. They just adjusted a little bit.
Steps back.
Here they go. They run it straight up the
good
middle.
stop, Coburn.
Brandon Trevino.
Was Brandon Trevino?
And somebody with a stop there right in the middle. Jacob Lujan on the carry. Trevino and Caballero, it looked like to me, come in and laid the pop on him. So he gets basically
he got hit hard. That number 1 got hit hard from Jai. He can't. He's hurting.
So 4th down, we're going to call it 5. Ball spotted about the 43. Jow in the huddle, running one from the sidelines in to talk about it.
He's hurting. That number 1 is hurting. Look at him out there walking, pacing. Look like they're on the punt.
So they've got Carrion back in the punt formation. He's back there looking like he's going to punt. Eunice is in their punt return. They're not in their regular defense. Here goes the punt. The punt is a high wobbler. It's hit over here to the right, but, man, it takes a good jowl bounce before jumping out about the 37-yard line. So with 5:11 remaining here in the game, 32-32, Eunice's offense is going to take the field again. I don't know why, but the second and fourth quarters today, the Cardinals have just not looked right on offense. The first and third quarters, we've looked like $1,000,000. So let's see if we can get something going here with 5:11 to go.
I think they're not a racehorse.
Yeah.
We'll be losing a race.
2 receivers right, 2 to the left. No, 3 right, 2 left. Pierce in the backfield. Here's the snap. It's a high one. He's just going to tuck it and go. He still picks up about good 4.
I'll do it again.
Kind of went down funny, grabbing his legs when he stood up. So second, we'll call it 6.
Get to the line, call it, go again. Let's do it
Ball
again.
spotted at the, it looks like the 41. It looks like half our lines lined up off sides over here on this side.
That's okay. We got Menudo over here. We got it.
So 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Full house backfield. High snap. He
Rolls
gets
out.
it back. He's rolling right. He's just got to go.
Oh, there's flag holding on us.
Oh, man, that was a whole bunch of mess right there. That all looked like mess. 4:35. Flags all over. It's got to be holding on us. Cash was on the stop. Cash Taylor holding. 52 on the Cardinals.
5-2.
That's Jorge Ontiveros. So Ontiveros with the hold. We give a shout out to the Ontiveros family. You know, Jorge lost his dad 2 weeks ago. And, you know, great family, great young man. He's the president of the National Honor Society, and he hadn't missed a beat. And so shout out to Jorge and his family. 4:35.
It's like good family foundations are getting through this.
32-32. Eunice is now second. I'm going to call it 20. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. They're in that little full house backfield again. The Eunice crowd making some noise. Not a good snap again. We pick it up. We throw it out here. My gosh.
No.
We lose the ball into the hands of Jow, and they're headed down the sidelines for a touchdown. That is number 18, Isaiah Rodriguez. Ashton Thompson caught the ball on the out pattern. He got hit as he caught it. He tried to, hold on to the ball. It bounced into the air. The defensive player for Jow runs through, grabs it out of the air, and there was nobody between him and the end zone. Touchdown, Jow. 4:25 remain here in the game. 38-32. Jow's team is out here. Looks like they're going to try to kick the extra point this time. No, they're
going to go for 2.
They're going to go for 2. 32-38. 4:25 remain in this game.
There's confusion on the defensive side again.
Yeah, Eunice's whole defense is running back and forth, and nobody knows who's supposed to be out there.
We got too many players on the field. Luckily, they call an official timeout to change the ball.
Change footballs.
They ought to just keep the Eunice ball. Seems like they score more.
Sorry. So there's still confusion. There's still people running on and off the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 11 now.
Now they're trying to kick Julius off. No, Julius taking charge out there.
I count 11, so I think we're right. Now, we may not have the right people, but they're going to line up in that same formation. So here comes the option, unless they throw it deep over into this corner.
Oh, yeah, they got big 80 over here, huh?
There it goes. There goes the option that way.
Oh,
and
he just ran over
somebody. I can't tell.
It was
Ovi.
58.
He ran right over Ovi at the goal line, runs over him to get into the end zone. 32-40. Jow up 8 with 4:25 remaining in the game.
On that play, they intercepted the ball with whatever it was, interception or strip, whatever. It still wouldn't have been a first down if they would have tackled him there. We would have to punt the ball away.
Right.
But it would not have been 7 points.
Yeah.
So
want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas. Once again, we talked about this beforehand today. Had a little conversation down at the barber shop, and most people were predicting the score to be around 30, 40 points from both sides, and we're right there. 4:25. We'll see if the Cardinals can get anything going here.
Our special teams can step in right here and make a big difference because they've been quiet the last couple of games.
You know, we're missing Josh Carlos, the speedster. He's out, I believe, due to illness this week. We were also missing one of our big linemen this week. We're missing Marcus Tercero, the middle linebacker and starting offensive lineman this week. So we've got some key folks out. Eunice is up. It looks like they've got like a hands team up in the front. Now they kick and spread out.
And I bet you they hit right here where the 30 is at.
Yeah, they usually kick it into this little gap, or they kick that little pooch over toward the sidelines. Here goes the long kick. Somebody grabbed
Nobody
that
wants
thing.
it.
14, Stinson picks it up. He heads out to the right side. He's got some space. The 40, the 45, the 50-yard line.
Oh, and there's a flag on the field by Menudo.
Where was it at?
Over there, right there where the guy in red is the lineman's at. Right on the 45. You see it?
Yeah, so a good return there
It's
from
holding on
Stinson.
Eunice. Bet you it's holding on Eunice.
So they switched that guy from our side to the other side now, huh?
Yep.
So we'll see what the call is. There's a flag on the play. The Cardinals were all the way down into Panther territory.
Yeah. Holding on Eunice. What?
So he sent a sideline warning to the receiving team, which was us. The official from the other sideline threw the flag, and that is Menudo that we were talking about. Here's the snap. Eunice looking deep. They pump fake, and they try to throw it and get hit right as they throw it.
His pocket's collapsing too fast for him to get on throws, deep throws.
Yeah, he's looking 40 yards down the field when we need to be looking 5 to 20.
I concur.
So 4:08 remain here in the game. Eunice trails by 8. It still shows 1st and 10. Should be 2nd and 10. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Here's the snap. Boy, I thought we got away with a false start there. Pierce throws the ball down the field. Ortega with a nice catch in traffic.
And he was covered all the way.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 35. I'm going to say the 34.
And he has a hurt ankle.
And he stays down. Ortega's still on the ground.
He hurt his ankle the last series.
So we've got an injury timeout. 4:02 remaining in the game. Eunice trails by 8, 32 to 40. George Ortega, one of our key receivers, is down. He's been grabbing that ankle since probably the first quarter.
Yeah, and he's up and now walking about 10 there. Coaches got out there.
Yeah, the coaches get about halfway there, and Ortega jumps up as they get about halfway there. Here comes the water. We've got a Jones pushing the water. He's going to almost get it out there right about the time they call the players back on the field. So now he's going to push that little water cart in a circle. He's going to turn around and hoof it right back over to the sideline.
He needs to be
so the
pushing
water
the
boy
sled.
may need some water now after pushing it out there like he did. He looks like he was on the Jamaican bobsled team. 4 minutes remain on the clock. It's ticking, 40 to 32. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. 1st and 10. There's the snap. They fake the handoff. Pearson's going to run with it. He trips up.
Run.
And so he goes nowhere, basically. He did a whole bunch of running to pick up nothing.
I mean, he slid, right, and fell? Did he make it to the line of scrimmage? He did, right?
So that's going to make it 2nd and 10. He gets back to about the line of scrimmage. I guess he slipped down. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. Here goes the snap. We're going to hand it to Tippett up the middle.
Yeah,
he's got a little space. He's got some room. He gets it all the way up to about the 25, maybe the 26. No, I think they're going to spot it about the 25. 3 minutes and ticking. Looks like we're going to have it 3rd down and about 2.
That's a good run behind his lineman there.
Roger Carrion makes the stop. The Boise State D1 commit. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Tippett and Pierce in the backfield. We're going to fake the handoff and go. Pierce has got some room. He's out to the 20, the 15. He's inside the 15-yard line to the 14.
That's a good run on his part.
2:39 and ticking.
That's a very good run.
first down, Pierce. Great run there, Conager Pierce. Eunice driving. Clock is ticking. We're down to, it looks like they spotted us about the 15.
That's a horrible spot.
Three receivers left, one to the right. Pearson Tippett in the backfield. Oh, man, a bad snap. Pierce is able to hold it down. He makes a little room. He's got the edge, and he's in for the touchdown, Cardinals.
No flags, neither. Good job, Cardinals.
Conager Pierce makes something out of nothing. The snap was over his head. He jumped up and looked like he did a tip ball in basketball, brings it down to himself, and then takes off on a broken play around the right end.
The play was broken from the beginning. I believe he's going to snap it off the tip, hand it off the Tippett.
This is a huge two-point conversion. If we got any of them tricky plays, now might be a time to try one.
A little reverse or something?
Two receivers left, one to the right. Full house backfield. I think we're going to run it.
Oh, no, we're passing.
No. Oh, my goodness.
No.
No good. Jow holds Eunice on the two-point conversion. Not a good play, I don't think. 2:20, 2:19 and ticking. Not sure about that one. I'll armchair quarterback that one all day long. Not a good idea at all.
It reminds me of that Super Bowl, the Seattle's against the Patriots. They had Marshawn Lynch in the back, and they threw the ball, intercepted, and Patriots win.
38-40, 2:19 remaining here. And for Jow, I'm guessing Eunice is going to come with the little pooch or the onside. They've got to, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And then after that, if Jow can recover it, they just need one first down to run the clock out.
Correct.
If Eunice can recover it, then we've got a shot. The one positive, Jow has one timeout. Eunice has two. Once again, 2:19 on the clock. We're in the fourth quarter. Eunice versus Jow, community versus community. I don't think anybody's went home yet. The Jow faithful are packed. If they win this game, it's going to look like the Super Bowl out here. There's liable to be confetti coming out of the clouds, and we're going to have a celebration and a parade back to Pantherville, I guarantee you.
I guarantee you. Puts a lot of pressure on our boys out there.
So here comes Eunice. They're set up. They're gonna pooch it or kick an onside kick. It's coming. So here we go. Here comes the skip.
It's a
nice kick, and Jow comes through and gets it. Several of our young men just didn't look like they were hustling down. Kevin Garcia got down there.
He got the hit on him, and
the rest of the group kind of just jogged down through there and didn't.
Going through the motions, man.
Yeah, didn't have any oomph in their. So 2:17 remaining on the clock. Eunice trails by 2. Jow is going to have the football. If Jow gets a first down, I think that'll do it. I think clockwise. So Eunice needs a stop here.
You see, we ain't even got the right defensive players on the field.
Yeah, we still got people running on the field confused. Here goes the option headed to that other side. We've got some people there. 52 with a good play there. That is Jorge Ontiveros. Him and Ovi. Jorge jumps on his back. Ovi hits him in the knees, and he falls to the ground, but not before he picks up 2. The clock is ticking. 2 minutes and counting.
Wow.
1:55 and ticking. Jow letting the clock run. It's 2nd down and 8. Ball spotted at the 45.
They're going to run it the whole time.
Oh, I guarantee you. And I don't know.
The only thing right now, you'll be telling your defense, punch at the ball, strip the ball, fight for the ball,
and make a tackle. Because if they get a first down, we're doomed. So 1:30, clock is still ticking. 38-40. Here goes the snap. They're going to tuck it and run it straight up the middle. He's got some seam. He's got some space. He's going to get a first down.
Yep.
And that, my friends, is likely going to do it.
Yep.
So with 1:19 remaining in the game, the chains are going to move.
And the clock has started. As they announce a car.
1st and 10. 1st and 10, Jow Panthers. Jow ahead 40-38, under a minute. The clock is ticking.
Came from behind.
53, 52. It's still ticking.
Why don't we call a timeout?
They're going to run it straight up the middle again. They're going to take him down. 43 seconds, 42, 41. We run another 3-4 seconds off the clock before we call a timeout. So, we've got one timeout left. I don't think we've got enough timeouts to stop it. I think that first down did it. The Jowl faithful is going crazy over there. The White Storm or Whiteout that they've got going over there, everyone is still in attendance. The Eunice faithful are headed faithfully home.
Quick, fast, in a hurry.
It is a line of Eunice folks headed for the exits. There ain't a Jowl folk one headed for the exits. They're ready for the celebration.
14 years, huh?
14 years that these Cardinals have came out on top, and it looks like it ends tonight.
It was a good run. But, we still got 20. We got a certain amount of seconds. I know something might happen.
Yeah.
A turnover. You never know.
Yeah, so Eunice comes back on the field. They're out there. Jowl comes back on the field. 41.5 seconds remain in the game. It's second, and I'm going to call it 6, maybe 7. The Whitehead's confused. He's going to go check if there's any Campbell's soup left.
Who calls timeout? Jowl calls that
Jowl
timeout.
calls a timeout. So 41.5. Jowl now takes a timeout.
These 41 seconds are going to last about 10 minutes. With all the timeouts and everything else in between. And
so Jowl in celebration mode. Eunice in lick the wounds mode. For 14 years, the shoe has been on the other foot, and Eunice is going to get a taste of it this year.
And with their second-string quarterback running their offense to perfection and coming back to getting the lead, losing the lead, and then getting the lead again.
Yeah, Eunice was ahead in this game 20-6 when Jowl's most dominant player as far as, he carried the ball. I got the numbers here, but he's carried the ball a huge percentage of the time for them. He's got over 1,000 yards this year, all-purpose yards. Just trying to see if I could find the numbers here. Anyway, the guy's run for 8 touchdowns in a game. He was their go-to offensive player, running the ball like 70% of their offensive plays this year. He goes out injured, and Mr. Lujan steps in and does an amazing job and leads this
It's
Panther
a different team with
back.
him behind me. It's a different team.
Yeah, it opens up the options, even though, they're just going to snap it back and catch it. Oh, they're going to go up the middle. They're going to plow ahead. They're going to be close to another first down. Eunice is going to call timeout, but not before we run another 4 seconds off the clock.
I don't know, Mr. Jones.
So 34 seconds remain here in the game. The Jowl faithful are going nuts. The Eunice faithful are going to dairy freeze.
The bad thing is, when was the last time we lost 2 games in a row?
It's been a while. With the loss to Raton, then the loss to Lubbock Christian, and now the loss here to Jowl.
And this is a district game, don't forget.
Oh, yeah. This could, and most likely whoever wins this game is the district champs this year. So it's, so it's highly likely that Eunice, will not win district this year for the first time.
That sounded so weird.
In a long time.
That sounded, you saying Eunice is not going to win district.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely a, it's a huge disappointment for the Cardinals. At the same time, 38-40, they battled, they played a heck of a game. Jowl's a legitimate team. They are a good team. That's why the coaches poll had them tied number 1. 34 seconds remain on the clock. Jowl snaps it back, kneels down on it. The clock is going to tick, and that is going to be the ball game, fellas. 26, 25, 24. The clock is going to tick out. Jowl is headed to celebrate.
I would make all the Eunice Cardinals turn around and look at that and make it hurt a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely does some good for teams like this to see it. Yep. Yep, to be on the other side of things. So this group of Eunice Cardinals loses for the first time to Jow in 14 years. And I don't know how long it's been since Eunice lost district.
And we have more seniors than they do.
Now, in all honesty, when is the last time any player from Eunice, Jow, Hobbs, Lovington signed a major D1 contract or deal before their senior year even started? I mean, Jow's got a kid in Mr. Carrion that whether you like Jow, don't like Jow, whether you agree, disagree, ESPN's got him rated as one of the top 100 prospects in the country. And so, a great young player there as well, and we wish him the best in his future. Yes. So anyway, Eunice loses this game 38-40. The Jow Panthers are celebrating. I don't think they've had maybe 2 or 3 people leave the bleachers.
And what's nice about Jow Panthers, they're not celebrating on the field. They'll go to the sideline, and I respect that. That's nice of them.
Their crowd is definitely celebrating.
Their crowd is
I can
going crazy.
hear them. Ours is in silence.
Yes.
The Jow faithful is, I don't think.
Well deserved. They won the game.
I don't think maybe 10 of them have left the bleachers. They're still over there packed into the bleachers, jumping up and down, screaming and celebrating. So, and they deserve it. They win. This Jow group, the team's got their flag out there in the center of the field, and they are celebrating, and they earned it.
Yes, they have.
The Jow Panthers earned it today. They did a good job. Congratulations to Jow. Our old rivals from the South got it done tonight. 38-40. Heck of a ball game, a back and forth ball game, a seesaw ball game. The Jow Panthers are victorious.
38-40.
Any thoughts from you, Resendo?
Yes, on the defensive side, we need to improve on the option play. On the offensive side, we need to be consistent. We need to be more consistent, have a balanced offense. But we have Loving next week, right, or Hagerman? Loving
and Hagerman coming up. I think Hagerman's next week because it's home, and then Loving the final week on the road. Jow will be home versus Loving. I think it's their homecoming, and then they'll be in Hagerman at the end on October the 22nd. That'll wrap up the regular season. And, it'll be interesting to see how this works out because now that's going to be Eunice with 3 losses. I believe Texaco has 3 or 4. I think they have 4 losses. Mm-hmm. They're probably going to win their district. And the way they use those criteria to rank folks, I would guess, most likely Jow wins out and Eunice wins out, in all honesty. Of course, you can't count your chickens till they're hatched and all that good stuff, but most likely that's the way it works out. Jow would then go in my opinion, Jow goes into the state tournament or state bracket for the playoffs as the number 1 seed. I don't know how Eunice could be ranked ahead of those district champs in those other divisions. It puts us in a tough spot. Yeah, so I think it's highly likely that we end up in as high as I think we get is maybe the 4 spot.
And this was a must-win for us tonight in all shapes and forms.
Yeah. So now, understand, Eunice and Jow will most likely meet again, depending on how these brackets are set up. Now, we owe Jow at this point, so in the playoffs, if that were to happen, everybody would be heading down to Panther Stadium.
Panthers team. Do they got a booth for us to sit in if we go?
They do have a booth up there.
It's gonna be
Every
cold.
time I've been up there, though, all I remember hearing is that's a first down,
oh, yeah.
Panthers.
She does a good job, don't she?
Yeah, she is very energetic and enjoys the first downs for sure. So, anyway, great job to these Jow Panthers. Congratulations to these kids. We wish Alex Xavier Carrion the best.
Yes,
we got a few messages throughout kind of trying to update me on that, but we wish him the best. We want to thank everyone for listening. We want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank everybody for listening to Eunice Cardinal Football versus the Jow Panthers on the No Mark Broadcast Network. Thank you to EB and Tiff back at the station. Thanks, Aaron and TJ, for making this happen. We want to thank those sponsors, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, and Parker Energy. We could not bring these broadcasts to those unable to attend without you, so thank you. For Resendo Caballero, Charlie Fairbrush, and all the crew, I'm Jimmy Jones saying good night, everyone. Good night and so long.
Good night.
Good night. Good night back at the station. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
All right,
as
you
well.
too. Bye-bye.